address and sent me an email saying it's compromised. That was really nice of them. They could have actually gone in and taken it over, but it was kind. So to that person, I don't know who you are, but you were very kind and I changed it that day. Thank you.
Wow, okay.
Shall we get to some weather?
Yes.
All right, so before we chat about our wardrobes, which Nick is going to take us through, let's take a look at your temperatures throughout the country today. Let's start off with Johannesburg. There's going to be intervals of clouds and sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm in the area. Cloud cover clears up towards the evening. There's going to be little to no wind expected, but be prepared for rain. Heading over to Durban, mainly cloudy conditions with a couple of thunderstorms throughout the entire day. Humidity remains high despite slight breeze, and don't forget your umbrellas. Also looking at Port Elizabeth this morning, cloudy weather, occasional morning rain and thunderstorms throughout the day. The cloud cover decreases towards the evening with a drenching shower expected, a northeasterly breeze throughout the day. And then finally in Cape Town, you can expect a partly cloudy day. It is raining like crazy depending on where you are. There's going to be times of clouds and sun with morning showers in some spots of the city, and then cloud cover increases towards the evening with a light breeze. Despite wind, humidity will remain high.
Okay, it sounds like a nice day in most parts of the country, except for the parts like Cape Town where we're drenched in rain and it's also windy. But listen, something's cooking and something's really fishy. Can you smell the fish?
I can.
This morning, yes, it's going to be so yum. Ewan and Graham, what's going on there?
Oh, guys, we have great recipes for you this morning. If you don't feel like breaking the bank with this one, but still eat like a king, well, I guess this is what you're going to be sorting you out with. Pilchards is our hero fish this morning.
I love it, and we are getting so creative. We are making some really out there dishes for a Monday morning, and we were just joking about the fact that pilchards, they are the humble hero in the fish kingdom because they're inexpensive, first of all, great protein. They've got a very low carbon footprint, which is awesome. So if you're looking for a way of getting that like premium protein into your diet and adding a little zhuzh, we've got a lot of zhuzh going on there.
What's that, man? Look at this, look at this. This is lasagna sheets. So we are making pilchard lasagna this morning. So if you want to cook along with us, please feel free to do so. You can SMS the keyword Clover to 33728. That's Clover to 33728 to get your hands on the ingredients list and a link to the recipe as well. Cook along with us and maybe make this your Monday meal. Why not?
Monday meal. I love that. And then we're going to do something. Maybe you can treat this as your Monday lunch. It's something light. It's something delicious. I'm seeing crumbs here, so I'm guessing we're going to be browning off some fish cakes this morning. And the keyword here is fish to 33728 if you'd like us to send you this ingredients list and you can cook along with us. Cannot wait, man.
Exactly, the humble pilchards being transformed into delicious delicate dishes.
delicate
dishes. Yes, indeed.
Fish. No, it should be a lot of fun.
Well, we're back in our W Beauty room, and as promised, before we talked about the temperatures, we need to chat about our wardrobe for today. The one, the only Mr. Nick Strelitz. Everybody get in here, darling.
Oh, look at that.
This is a different
strutting
look.
It. Yes, strutting it. Strutting it. Strutting it for the kids.
Whoa! Did you hear?
Don't play with me.
Did you hear the creaking when you went down? The knees aren't what they used to be.
That's called moisture on the sole of your shoe.
I'm sure.
I thought that was the shoes.
Nah, I heard serious creaking in the knees.
Here for me, joke's on you, sweetie. And speaking of cybersecurity, I thought something was very awry when Britney Spears and Celine Dion started following me on Instagram. I was like, girl, I know she'd be watching the show, but is something off? And then, yes, something
And then
was
you
off.
checked that each one of them had 5 followers and you realized it was fake.
Exactly, but for that moment I was like,
oh no.
Okay, what do y'all think about my PJ dress on top of my black on black ensemble?
Look, I can certainly see this sort of dress working elsewhere, maybe not on you and on
that's
this
so weird.
ensemble.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, we're talking more. Stand up, Miss Williams.
Oh, okay.
Stand up, girlfriend. Guys, I'm gonna take this very carefully off my face. Okay. Last week I wore my pajamas to work, which you guys criticized, but we looked great. Heavily.
Positive criticism.
Oh, was it constructive when they said you look terrible? Okay, yes, it was constructive. But listen, we're doing all the sleepwear, sort of kimono style vibes for autumn, winter. How gorgeous is this?
This is nice.
Picked by our own Robin Lee, who's head of wardrobe here. I'm really feeling this sort of sleepwear trend as ready to wear.
Yes.
Something like a kimono like this, you can easily open up. and let the outfit underneath do all the talking,
Wow.
or you can just close it up and let it be a kimono. This is actually a dress.
I thought it was a night.
So this basically does exactly the same thing as this, just it's a different type of it. Where would you wear this and where would you wear this?
I mean, this is obviously, you need to be very, very strategic when wearing something that actually looks like a nightie.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't let this just go as is over a pair of tights or anything. I would layer with like a stunning crop jacket, maybe denim, maybe a biker jacket, leather, whereas this can be a standout piece all on its own.
Because if you're like Nick, you'll wear this to the polo.
Yeah, he would do it.
Oh, she's shady on a Monday! Why are you so shady on a Monday morning?
Well, while we get over this shade, we've got a really exciting performer this morning. He's one of my favorites. In fact, here he is.
Here he is indeed. I don't know if he said you're the most excited performer or the most exciting performer.
I'll take either of them.
We'll talk them both off. Chad Simon back.
Always good to see you.
It feels like after far too long, man. They must have been keeping you busy. How are you doing, dude? How's the year started for you?
I'm amazing. Yeah, it's been a great year so far, a busy season, and just excited to be here. Yeah.
How do you rein yourself in? Where are you in the life cycle of Chad at the moment? Are we going to see new music coming out? Are we going to see that introspective cycle kick off again? Or is it all about kind of milking the earth for as much as you can, man?
Right now it's about new music and just upskilling and just getting better at everything I do, yeah. So I'm doing a few things at the moment other than our business that we have. I'm also studying part-time and then just playing lots of shows and new EP on the way as well, and then working with some great new talent as well.
I love that when you say upskilling. Yeah. So many artists, that the differentiator here is those that keep honing their craft. The tool that is the voice or the musicality. Why is it so important for you?
You know, I think you constantly just have to have an attitude of wanting to improve all the time. I think if you get that right, that'll give you a longer lifespan as an artist. And upskilling may not always be with your actual voice. It may be with things of the mind and the brain, and just diversifying and being able to do as many things as possible, you know.
So joining us for an entrepreneurial chat this morning, Chad Simon is going to be directing our course when it comes to business. No, we absolutely love it, and the fact that you're pouring back into other musicians and your craft as well is something truly special. But yes, he is going to perform just for you this morning, do what he does best, and that's make some incredible music.
Looking forward to that. Chad Simon, man. Oh, he's a vibe. He's such a vibe.
Chad is like just part of the family.
Yeah,
we love him. Like I got here this morning and he was sitting down and I was like, basically, so you're on throughout the show. So you best prepare yourself for anything and everything.
Did he make you a cup of coffee?
He's going to.
Because he made me a cup of tea.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And I know him longer than you do. Yeah. Interesting. Our times have changed. Well, can we talk about some of the best news, entertainment news to come out of this weekend? I think we've all grown to love the two of them. They are absolutely adorable. I love how they support one another in their chosen careers. I'm talking about none other than the engagement of Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, with Jennifer Lopez. I just love it, you know. They posted pictures of course, her ring, which, by the way, is approximately $5 million. But when you have a net worth of $350 million, that ain't no thing, you know.
Who bought this ring?
Alex, A-Rod. Well, do you think J-Lo bought it for her?
She picked it out and was like, you proposed to me in front of the cameras.
I'm sure she did. Yeah. But I love the two of them. You know, when two people come together and they fit like a glove. It's absolutely beautiful to see. Yeah. And this is Jennifer Lopez. She's been married 3 times.
3 times and engaged.
She's loved
Five
the
times.
Younger men. And I know that we think that Alex is older. He's younger.
Oh, wow. How much younger?
Alex is 43 and Jay is 49.
Oh, wow.
I cannot believe she's 49. That is actually mine at the low ring.
Oh, this is perfection. You know when timing is right. Yeah. When timing is right, two people are just right for each other, and I wish them all the love and happiness in the world.
I mean, think of all the frogs that she's had to kiss along the way. So many of them, all 9 of them.
Oh, but listen, they've been good-looking frogs. Also, we want to know from you, what did you think of Jennifer Lopez's wedding or engagement ring, rather? You can leave your comments on our social media page, and make sure you use that official hashtag Expresso Show.
Okay, well, we're going to get you started on a Monday on a really positive note. You know, we've got that quote of the day that always sets you up for positivity throughout the day. And this time around, it's coming from Mahatma Gandhi, who we all know had a strict policy condoning no violence whatsoever, which was famously used in India during a campaign for independence. And this is the quote this morning. You want to hear it? You ready?
Give
you
it to us.
I don't think I'm ready, but hit it.
I don't think you're ready for this quote. Okay. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever.
Wow.
I didn't know that was Gandhi.
Yes. Give it to us one more time.
Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever.
She is dark. She is real dark.
No, she isn't.
She's dark.
That was very
This is
inspirational.
nice.
Yeah.
This is really good. This is Mahatma Gandhi, ladies and gents.
You thought it was a girl?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
we're gonna
I
go
know
to
who
the
Gandhi
news
is.
because I don't think Nick
Joke.
knows who Mahatma
It
Gandhi
was a
is.
joke.
Fine.
Woo!
Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Well, here we go with your Monday morning, a fresh new week. Let's start off by taking a look at the biggest news headline stories. First off, national news. President Cyril Ramaphosa has authorized the publication of the report of the high-level review panel on the State Security Agency, which has assessed the mandate, capacity and organizational integrity of the agency. And a specialized security team will assist with the ongoing search for the lion which escaped from the Karoo National Park near Beaufort West almost a month ago. Bidwest Protea Coin has a chopper fitted with forward-looking infrared or thermal imaging infrared cameras. Making international news headlines this morning, a brand new Ethiopian Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed minutes after an early morning takeoff from Addis Ababa yesterday, killing all 149 passengers and 8 crew on board. Prior to this flight, it has arrived from Johannesburg. And innovation must have a gender lens to ensure that solutions are most appropriate to ensure that women are not left behind in the fourth industrial revolution, says Executive Director of UN Women, Pumzile Mlambo Nguka. And finally, Vincent Khosa not only risked his life rescuing a boy stuck halfway on a pipe across the raging Yukske River in Alexandra Township in Johannesburg, but he later also stood up for him when his parents wanted to give him a hiding. Khosa believes it was an honest mistake by the youngster who found himself there because he usually saw children playing in the area. He said, "I see children play there all the time, and when I spotted him, I could not fold my arms and watch from the sidelines. I told myself if he dies, I will die with him." He was clinging to the pipe, crying with fear. "I looked at him and thought of my own children. It could have been my own child." And a video of Khosa's heroic act went viral on social media over the weekend. Well done, sir. And with that story, we leave you news headlines for now. We will expand on those stories at the top of the hour.
After an unbelievable weekend, we will try, in sport at least, we will try to get through as much as possible. Let's kick off with the Auckland Sevens with the Blitzboks. They have done it. They got their revenge over the US first, booking their place in the quarterfinals with a 19-7 win to go unbeaten in their pool. The structures held with adventurous and precise attack and some superb defense from the young squad. Continuing throughout, they continued that dominance through Argentina, 33-7 in the quarters. They then met Fiji in the semi-finals, who they beat 31-12. That set up a final against France, and they took that final 21-12. Selvin Davids, absolutely superb. Then on to Super Rugby. The Bulls outclassed the Sharks 37-14 in Pretoria on Saturday. That victory effectively sewn up in the first half of the 19-0 lead. They are now the dominant force in the South African Conference and second on the overall log. Lions, they also produced a pretty dominant first half to get their early season back on track, but they did let the Jaguares back into the game to end 47-39. On to football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's unbeaten run in the Premier League came to an end as Manchester United lost 2-0 to Arsenal at the Emirates yesterday. Xhaka scoring with a long-range effort that thoroughly beat David De Gea before Aubameyang doubled the lead with a penalty. The Reds then closed the gap to Man City at the top of the table to 1 point thanks to a 4-2 win over Burnley at Anfield. And that while Eden Hazard also hit 50 Premier League goals for Chelsea, salvaging a point for them against Wolves. And then Spurs left fans confounded, losing 2-1 to Southampton. We'll continue to track all of those stories, including the Cape Town Cycle Tour and the Proteas winning their series against Sri Lanka in our weekend review in just a moment.
Thank you very much, G. It's time for us to take a very comprehensive look at your temperatures across the country now. Before we do that, we've asked you to send us your sunrise pictures and show us what your sunrise looks like. Thank you so much to Lynn Timlet, who sent us this beautiful picture. It's a sunrise picture from Lendeeksdrift. Lynn, you can expect some cloudy conditions there with a thunderstorm in spots and cooler temperatures reaching a maximum of 25 degrees today. Let's take a look at the temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 27. Mbombela, 18 and a maximum of 26. Pretoria, 16 and 27. Johannesburg, 15 with a high of 25. Mahikeng, 18 and some thunder showers reaching that high of 30. Klerksdorp 16 and 26. Kimberley 16 with a high of 23. Bloemfontein 14 with a high of 21. Richards Bay is rainy today with a minimum of 21 and a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg 18 and 25. Durban starts off at 23 with a high of 27. Mthatha 17 and 24. East London 20 with a maximum of 25. Some thunder showers there as well. Craddock 14 and 27. Port Elizabeth 18 with a high of 26. George 17 and 25. Sutherland starts off at 10 reaching a high of 22. Cape Town 16 and 21. Worcester is rainy today, 13 reaching a high of 23. Springbok 10 and 23. And lastly, Uppington has a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 30 today. Your next report in half an hour.
Righto.
It's a Monday and we're loving it. And of course, there's so much to come on your feel-good breakfast show. The gorgeous Princess is here.
Princess!
Princess, my love, could I please have something that I don't usually have? Just a regular coffee.
Okay.
Just a regular coffee. I'm on a diet, guys.
Oh, you know what? You know what I love about Princess? Look at my coffee. It's standing ready right there. She knows exactly what I don't even need to ask anymore.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That coffee. Yours are coming. Don't worry. Yours are coming. Thank you, Princess.
Well, still to come on your feel-good breakfast show, the one, the only Chad Simon is in the house. And besides sharing, besides sharing his incredible voice with us, he's also going to be sharing some style tips because that is one stylish human being.
Absolutely. And then it's Monday, which means some fitness. We're getting into it. I'm going to lead it this morning. And it's all about push-up techniques and a bit of a challenge for Tabiso as well. That might be joining me. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Stick around.
I just want to taste what it tastes like. I just want to taste if it's good.
In between with McAfee. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3 on a beautiful Monday morning, the top of the week. Hey. We're starting it off on a high note and giving you that feel-good coming through. Now, today we're talking social media privacy. Facebook is on a mission to really make sure that your experience there is a lot safer and your messages are kept between you and the intended recipients. But we've asked you on social media, because there's so much trouble going on in terms of security and privacy, how often do you change your social media passwords? And we've got Siyanda Mkiza saying, morning Expresso team, I change it any time if I have to. He doesn't wait. Here's Innocentia Magakula saying, morning, every time I suspect something is going on or when I forget it, laugh, laugh. Here's Coco David saying, to me that is like asking how often does Mercedes-Benz change its logo? So never, Baba. Let us know on social media, how often do you change yours? That's if you do change it at all, using the hashtag Expresso Show.
Righto, so yes, sticking with social media, thank you very much to be. So we always love just kind of scrolling through our feeds and taking a look at what it is that you guys are saying. And right now, this is a moment for us to connect with what you are saying.
Yeah, and these were actually shared with us. We didn't go and take these off anyone's social media platform. They actually got volunteered to us because we love you guys so much. We have this great connection. We love the fact that social media affords us an opportunity to actually connect on a proper personal level. So,
absolutely, man.
So let's get into it, man. Who's connected? Who said what?
Well, here we go. We have, last week we had an exclusive movie screening of Little Italy, which was very, very cool.
Yeah,
and Pauline Aaron was one of our ticket winners.
Aww.
Yeah, she was one of our ticket winners, and she said, thank you very much, guys. We loved the movie and the snacks as well. Well, there you had Pauline. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Thank you for being part of our family.
It looked like a funny movie. I think he really
very
enjoyed it.
Very cool, man.
Candace Michael and her friend Bronwyn Vessels also had a great time at the screening with their giant boxes of popcorn.
Yes.
Now I'm beginning to regret the fact that we didn't go.
I know.
They had lots of laughs as well. So glad that you were able to connect with us on a one-on-one level as well. That's really awesome.
Absolutely. A little bit of more happiness this morning. Corin van Sale sent us this very sweet message. It says, brushing my teeth and hearing the chants and laughs on TV. Love it. We need more of that happiness in the morning. We'll continue with that, Corin. Have yourself a beautiful Monday.
That can only be our show. If you're hearing chants and laughs and there are dances involved,
sometimes shrieks and squeaks, to be so.
Then Baby Talk, one of my favorite segments, undoubtedly on the show as well. So I can certainly relate to Glenda Krokamp, who is very proud granny of Look at That. 2-month-old Anya, what a beautiful name. She says she loves our Baby Talk discussions and finds the advice and tips very useful.
Good.
We do as well. It becomes very self-indulgent because we often ask our very own questions, but really, really is a great segment. So stay tuned. We'll do
absolutely.
It well.
Then with regards to recipes, Josephine Pickstone, who's one of our top members on our Facebook page, she's always engaging with us. She shared this great pic of her dinner. Thank you very much, Josephine. She says she was inspired by our Japanese katsu chicken recipe last week.
Are you fishing for a job?
I'm just dinner.
Hey?
Yeah, invite. I don't know. Maybe takeaway meal.
Oh, that's Insta-worthy. I love it.
Very
Speaking
cool.
of being Insta-worthy, Nicholas, we might have found your biggest fan. I'll find you. We found Nick's undoubtedly biggest and favorite fan, Vern_24 on Twitter, was over the moon when Nick, the actual Nick, the real Nick, liked not one, but 2 of her Instagram photos. She said she loves his tips and tricks. So do we. He is a genius in the field. We dig him. And we can relate.
Guys, thank you very much for connecting with us, man. Always great to see that you get engaged and that you're chatting with us. Like Graham said, is a great way for us to connect with you as well. We love seeing what you enjoy about the show as well. Please continue commenting and keeping that conversation going using that hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, we're back in our Woolworths beauty room with the one, the only Mr. Chad Simon, everybody. Yeah. Looking all handsome and earthing so early in the morning.
Thank you.
Is this how you wake up?
No.
I
Yeah, no, I don't wake up in this outfit. This was planned for this morning. I generally wake up in my my sleepwear.
I love it.
Sleepwear?
Sleepwear. Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier. See, guys.
Now we know that he sleeps in pajamas.
Look, it's a little different to these ones.
That's weird, not for me. But, yeah.
So, Chad, we know that you are an incredible singer, songwriter, and you've got a whole host of different, things on your CV, but you're also one of the most stylish people that I know. When it comes to your own personal style, what is very important for you creating your look?
I think comfortability is key. I never leave the house feeling uncomfortable. I think when you're comfortable in your clothing, you feel more confident, and that kind of speaks, when you walk into the room. Also, it's just showing a bit of personality here and there with, you know, trying to just pop a bit on certain parts of what you wear.
Yeah, comfort is key though.
Comfort is everything.
It's underrated, comfort.
Yeah.
I think so.
Talking about your look right now, what are you liking the most about this, Nick?
I love this jacket. Stand up for me, young sir.
Hello.
I love like a workwear, unstructured, unlined jacket. This is very much sort of that workwear, workmen's, from like English 1960s vibe. Something like this for me is always a go-to, and it never loses its fashion potency. Like something like this is always in. So for me, it's a jacket.
Very,
for
very
you?
Nice. For me, I just love how you've paired the jacket, which is one solid color, with the pants, which is you know, a bit more out there and versatile. But then you've brought brought it back with this red on the side.
Look at that thread.
Listen, this man has got it going down. We're going to be getting to know Chad Simon a little bit later after the break, and then we also are going to get into some more sporting action, all that more happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Give us a twirl.
Give us a twirl.
Yeah.
Twirl, yeah.
Getting backing vocals, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check check check, 1 2 1 2. You're not getting the other one, Greg? Check 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 check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, test test test. Check, check.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. If you're thinking that we are suffering from fatigue, from sport watching fatigue, just imagine all of those sports stars pulling out some of the most incredible performances this weekend. Ash, not for you and I, my friend. I want to see the soul. Can you focus in on that soul-destroyed look in his eyes? Sorry to the Man U fans.
That's so bad, like Danny Case says.
Sing it, bro. Sing it, dude.
That's so bad.
It was a tough one on the football front, so we'll leave that right till the to the end. Let's start on the best possible note.
Round of applause for the Blitzbox.
Can we get a round of applause? Anna?
First tournament win.
Granted, it happened overnight, so no one actually saw it, but a very young Blitzbox squad, after having had the most, I think, nightmare start to the World 7 Series, have pulled it off. The series win in Vancouver. And some milestones in there. A young team that just did so well. They beat France 21-12 in that final. Selvin Davids absolutely superb throughout the entire tournament. He's the playmaker that we've been looking for. The Cecil, the Ciabello Sonata, the guy that needs to bring that X factor. But what do you make of the turnaround there?
Unbelievable how they just clicked finally, you know, after such a difficult series so far. Everything came together this time. Selvin Davids, player of the final, man of the match in the final, but throughout the tournament. JC Pretorius also made the dream team. Unbelievable. He's like a machine, like a Kwagga Smith. He just goes non-stop. Zane Davids on defense, unbelievable.
Big hits,
just, you know, and all these youngsters coming through. Kurtley Arendse from UWC, who made his debut in the semi-final as well. Just a wonderful story of how everything just came together.
And we wanted the structures, yes, and we always talk about the structures with the Blitzbox, but you also needed something else. You needed, as the commentators kept kind of labouring on with, we needed to see a little bit of excitement, some risks,
some X-factor. There was one with Selvin Davids, you know, one of the matches where he kept the ball in with his feet.
I love it.
Great soccer skills, you know, and they timed him at almost 30 kilometers an hour, the way he track back on defense. So just defensively as well, they stepped up. They've missed a lot of tackles throughout the season, but this time around, they made it.
So that brings us up to fourth on the log?
Yes, fourth on 89 points with 4 tournaments left, so they need to be in the top 4 to make the 2020 Olympics.
So well on their way there. Let's move to another massive milestone there. You can check some of the results there. Fiji coming through strong ultimately to beat the USA, but you can stop combining highlights of the USA's season so far. They've been great, but the Blitzbots are back. So lest we forget, the Proteas have won a series against Sri Lanka.
And Quinton de Kock got over the line with 121 sensational innings again. The way he's in the groove at the moment, but he was so upset for missing out with 80s and 90s up to now. This time he got the 100 and showed real emotion there when he reached the century.
Beating the ground.
Yeah, and even when he got out for 121, he was almost disappointed, because he could have gone on to even make a 200 the way he was.
And let's be honest, on tracks that haven't exactly been batting friendly as the rest of the batting lineup has shown. How do we move beyond Dwayne Pretorius put his hand up massively throughout this entire tournament, I think, and in the domestic league. But how do we move past Faf and Quinton being our only kind of... We're always relying on the bowlers to pull us through.
That's a conundrum with the all-rounder situation. Do you go with 2 all-rounders or 3? Because Andile Pech require again perform with the bat as well. Dwayne Pretorius is there, Vian Mulder's there. JP Duminy has been unbelievable over the last 2 games with the Cobras. Got to see a couple of 70s, 60s and 70s. So he's on his way back, so he might play on Wednesday.
Surely we shouldn't be relying on all-rounders, though. We've got 5 or 6 batsmen that should be doing the job up front.
So that's what I'm saying. JP as a guy who can bowl off spin and bat number 6
and he's in the wickets domestically as well.
So,
I love it then. What went wrong yesterday as we quickly jumped to the Premier League? Arsenal defeating
Do we have to?
Man United in the 200th meeting of the 2 sides, but ending an unbelievable run for Ole Gunnar. It had to end sometime, but
things just didn't go their way, I felt Arsenal did play some really good football, especially on attack, but, with the penalty decision, I'm still in 2 minds. I think it was probably the right decision.
It was
soft, soft, but there was a bit of a push from Fred in the end, and also with the first goal, David De Gea, he doesn't make mistakes like that. The ball just swerved from
even the commentator's like, no, that's the modern ball. That's
no, it's not. He should have kept it out.
So a couple of other milestones. We know Chelsea drawing with Wolves, which they needed to do, but great
to
see.
Your boys going down there against Southampton.
You shut your mouth, man. The Saints go marching over. Eden Hazard 50 goals for Chelsea, and joins a pretty illustrious list in that space. But the Saints go marching in the wrong Saints. The wrong Saints.
There we see the scores.
Southampton go marching on, and of course we covered Newcastle, Everton, one of the coolest games. I think the Tuna Army is back. An incredible fixture there. Talk about contentious as well. But a great weekend of sports. So we tip our hats, of course, to all of our national teams this morning that have dominated the Blitzbokkers. We love you. Proteas, we love you. Congratulations. You can let us know what who you are most proud of this weekend. Maybe you're a cyclist in the Cape Town Cycle Tour. You want to post some pictures as well. Nice, man.
All right, go for it.
What am I going to say? I mean,
what are we going to do now?
Here I am. I'm dressed in the right outfit for it. I'm about to do fitness today. When I woke up this morning, I didn't anticipate that this is how my Monday would start, or my week. But I'm not complaining.
Dude, like, it's good. So
it's one way to start the week.
You got to start the week off on the right note. For me, especially on a Monday, if you can get it done on a Monday morning, you almost like set the tone for the rest of the week. So what I'm going to be doing this morning is, the fact that you log onto social media and you see so many people doing the craziest variations of push-ups out there, but unless you can do the correct form and posture for the basic push-up, it's not worth your while. Okay, so that's what I'm going to teach you.
I'm probably the best candidate because I don't think I've done any push-ups in over 8 months. Really.
Okay, fantastic.
And before then, it was just like once, and I'd never done them before.
All right, so we're going to try it. So first and foremost, you got to get your form right.
All right.
Now,
is this carpet nice and soft?
Nice and soft. Okay, so you're going to go down. So your hands should be kind of under your shoulder in a straight line, like this. All right. Now the wrong way that a lot of people doing it is bringing the elbows out like this.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What's the right way?
Your elbows should tuck in to the back. All right. That way, you're really going to get the contraction on the chest because it's all about muscle fiber stimulation in the chest. And unless you get that properly, your chest is not going to reap the benefits. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
Okay, dude. So what you can do is, I'm going to keep you on your knees for now.
Sure.
So just get into the right posture.
Okay.
Right there. All right?
Yep.
Knees together.
Yeah.
All right. Now drop forward. Drop your leg. There we go. And do a push-up. Slowly. Focus on the contraction as you come up.
Okay.
Remember your core, your hips can't sag.
Okay.
Up with the hips there. All right. Down. All right. Feel the contraction.
Yeah, I feel it.
All right. All right. So this is the starting point on your knees.
Okay.
Now, when you go onto your feet, you want to make sure that that posture remains the same. If you take a look, you're in a straight line with your body.
Yeah.
Your hips don't sag at all. You keep the hands under the shoulders.
Yeah.
And once again, make sure your elbows are tucked back and not out to the side.
Okay.
And then lower down and contract. Try and contract.
Do you have to get your chest touching the floor?
I would say about a fist height
really
from
like
the
that.
floor. There we go. Up. There is the sounds that we love hearing in the morning. Right, try one more time.
All right.
Speed it up slightly. Keep the stomach tight. Down and up. Nice, Tabiso. Come on, give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So from there, once you get that right, then you can start working on the explosiveness, which will really further enhance your chest as well. Basically, you can still do it on your knees, but it's down, and you just kind of explode. Trying to get your hands slowly off the floor. Just there, making sure that your form doesn't fail. See, hips, knees on the floor first, knees on the floor, down into a push-up and explode. Just get the hands up. Keep your knees on the floor.
Yeah.
So here, knees on the floor, just there.
Okay.
Just there. There we go. And this is why I'm saying Tabiso's falling apart, sorry, completely. But this is why I'm saying you cannot underestimate the basic push-up. If you can do the form correctly, your chest will smile and you will look good.
And I'm smiling.
All right, I'm going to put Tabiso through a bit of a core challenge a little bit later on this morning, involving not only the chest but the core, which is great, especially if you have limited amount of space and limited amount of time as well, something in the office as well.
Awesome.
Got it? Well done. You can breathe now.
Okay, thanks.
That's your fitness. Stick around. Scarred for life.
In our next segment, we're going to be doing some knuckle claps, I think, so you're ready for it, man, to progress. But we are going to take a very quick break so that T-Man can recoup, can recover just a little bit. When we return, we're going to spread the love of literacy into schools in rural areas that are desperately disconnected. Awesome Monday motivation.
Definitely meeting another Mandela Monday hero. And then we're going to be sitting down with Chad Simon and getting to know him a little bit better while Tabiso gets his push-ups on.
Get down, man. Get down.
Get down on it. It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. And of course, it's time for us to sit down and get to know our performer a little bit better. You know him. He's one of Cape Town and South Africa's favorite sons. Chad Simon in the house, everybody.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
We just love having you here. Honestly, it's really, really wonderful. And it's really wonderful to see that you're still doing what you love the most, which is making music.
Yeah.
You brought out your latest single, I think it was on the 15th of February, called Recovery.
Fantastic.
Tell us more about it.
So the song came out the day after Valentine's Day, so some people needed to recover, I guess.
Of course,
It was all loved up on the day. So the song is pretty much about two sides, you know, of being in a space where things maybe weren't as good and then moving on to a space that is a whole lot better. And I think with regards to relationships, it's cyclic, you know. Everyone leaves one and starts one and leaves one until eventually you get to that happy space where, you know, you together for forever. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so
I love it.
It's deep.
You went through your own process of recovery.
Yeah.
I don't know if we still talk about this, but it is a very poignant part of your life that could potentially have gone in such a different way when you were involved in a botched hijacking in 2011.
Yeah.
How has that incident kind of shaped the way you see life and the way you see music?
Look, I think a lot of people will look at the incident at the time with a lot of negativity, but like there's so much positivity that came out of it. You know, when you get to survive something like that, you have a new look, you know, you have a new lease on life, you have a new view with everything you do. I think the greatest thing I've gotten out of it is that I wake up every single morning so happy and grateful to be alive. And when you have that and you kind of know what it feels like to almost lose your life, you live with a different kind of purpose.
Yeah.
So I've been quite blessed with that.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I once read a quote that said, every chapter in your life requires a new you.
Yeah.
And you seem to have this beautiful knack of just like reinventing yourself all the time.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you remain fresh and how do you remain kind of dynamic in an industry with so many talented artists?
Look, firstly, I think, you know, Cape Town and South Africa, we have so much talent. And I think when longevity is your goal and you're very comfortable and content in your own skin, I think that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I don't compete, if that makes any sense. I'm just comfortable with where I am and I try and compete with myself only.
I love that.
And I make sure that the people around me, you know, are good at what they do. I make sure that a lot of them are younger and have fresher ideas. And I mean, if you check my band and the guys that are on stage with me, there's great talents, you know, they're all fantastic in their fields, and I think they're all younger than me, I know for sure. I know my guitarist is close to my age, but I think it's just great to keep the right kind of people around you, people that are better than you at certain things, and you can't always be the best at everything. If you're in that room, you're in the wrong room. You know?
I love that. I was going to say that. There's this quote that says, if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Hey?
Yeah.
Powerful.
No,
oh, come on, put it there.
Put it there.
Well, we are going to be having Chad Simon on the show throughout the morning, of course, sharing more of his journey. We also want to find out where we can catch him next performing. So you need to stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show because we have got everything you need right here.
Including a little Monday motivation. Started back in 2005, the Anna Foundation nonprofit organization was formed as a response to the unbelievably high illiteracy rate in rural farming communities here in the Western Cape. So today, the organization is still going strong and touching so many people's lives, and that's why they are our Mandela Monday heroes for today.
Education, sports and life skills are the three pillars that assist the Anna Foundation in addressing the social and educational challenges faced by many children in the rural areas of the Western Cape. And they hope to develop lifelong learnings that will help these children self-love, self-respect and self-discover in the process. And that's why they are today's Mandela Monday heroes.
Working on farms and rural communities in the Western Cape, the Anna Foundation runs after-school centers for disadvantaged children with a philosophy focused on holistic development and a belief in healthy body, healthy mind.
Carol, the Anna Foundation has been around for over a decade now. What inspired you to get involved with the organization?
Well, I actually come from a background of education. I was 24 years involved at a school as an educator, so this seemed a natural progression, since they're also involved with doing literacy and numeracy and providing education for kids in an after-school environment.
You follow a 3 R's approach here, which is reading, running, and writing. Can you tell us all about that?
Well, the first R, reading, refers to the focus on literacy and numeracy. We know that in South Africa's education system, literacy and numeracy is a problem. So at our after schools, we provide worksheets both for maths and Afrikaans. The second R refers to running. This refers to our sports program. Many South African kids are not active, so we try to encourage them to become active by doing sport games and activities at our after school program. Our third R, which refers to writing, it actually refers to right living. So this is where we try to develop the learners' life skills. We know that for learners to be confident and successful in life, they need certain life skills. So we try to develop the learner holistically in those 3 areas.
With an additional focus of training women from the farming communities to implement the daily runnings of the Anna Foundation's programs, parents can have peace of mind knowing that their children are in a safe and enriching environment.
Wat ek baie graag wil, die vaardighede wat ek vir hulle wil aanleer, is maniere, eerste ding, en dan ook hoe om na hulle self te kyk, en dan ook verder te gaan in hulle skoolloopbaan. Ons werk met vroumense in die Koelenhof area en ook buite Koelenhof area, waar ons hulle opleiding gee oor hoe om spesifiek met die kinders te werk, hoe om te praat met hulle. En dan doen ons ook soos opleidings om nie drank te gebruik nie, want dit kan vreeslike nadeel wees vir die kind self. Elke keer wanneer ek 'n glimlag op 'n kind se gesig sien, dit laat vir my baie trots voel op wie ek self is en wat ek, die impak wat ek het op die kind se lewe self. Net die feit dat hulle daai breë glimlag vir gee elke dag beteken alreeds vir my so baie.
I enjoy to do my homework and I enjoy to do sports and lots of activities here, and I enjoyed being with the Anna Foundation people.
Van dat ek hier gekom het en van dat ek het geleer het ek baie goeie punte gekry vir het. En ek hou ook baie van lees en Afrikaans doen en ek doen ook baie beter in het van dat ek by die naskool aangekom het.
What do you enjoy most about being a part of this organization and serving this community here?
I think it's the satisfaction you get from working with kids. I don't think there's a job that is more rewarding than working with kids. And also to see the development that happens to these kids and the enjoyment they get from being active in the sporting program or in our life skills program. I think that's very rewarding.
Through dedication, persistence and hard work, each one can become a master of his or her own destiny. Is a teaching the Anna Foundation aims to impart to the children, a teaching that every South African can live by.
Anna Foundation continue doing that unbelievable work. If you can, help to support their efforts to increase literacy in our farm schooling areas. Now, got to ask an important question. Are you up to date with the who's who of South Africa and Hollywood and what they have been up to of late? Well, time to play our regular game of Guess Who?
Guess Who, exactly. So what we've done is we've taken someone famous, blurred out the image, and we're going to give you a couple of clues and then see if you can guess who it is. There we go.
Lady Gaga. No, it's not. It's not Lady Gaga.
Don't plant those seeds, man. Don't plant those. It's not Lady Gaga, I can tell you that now. But
are you sure?
She is an American actress and filmmaker known for her roles in Scott Pilgrim and King Kong. Did give away. She had received accolades such as the Academy Award, BAFTA Award, and also a Golden Globe.
Wow.
And last but not least, this Californian-born beauty has recently stepped into the role of Hollywood's newest superhero. Just going to give you that extra hint. You can call her Captain.
Captain, my Captain.
Who is she?
She is going to be the biggest star of the year because this film is going to be one of the biggest films of the year. JP's raving about it. He says it's actually just one of the coolest, funniest films you will see.
He gave it a 7.
If you know, he gave it a 7, which is, you know, it's pretty liberal by his standards. So if you think you know, head over to our social media platforms at Expresso Show. As always, is the handle to use. Tell us who you think our mystery person is.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, where you're going to be chatting some tech news after the break. And Facebook is aiming to be more private. We could all use a little bit of privacy in our lives. And I think I need a muffin to go with my coffee. So, Princess, could I please have a muffin? Oh, Chad. Oh, would you like to give me a muffin, darling?
Yeah, I've never been called Princess before, but...
Okay. Well, you can be my princess any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Thank you, Chad. How
my
cute
pleasure.
is he?
Please enjoy it. We'll be here all day.
Okay. What are we doing?
Thanks, Gary. Second guessing myself. All this stress kills my health. Thought I'd never rise again. Thought I'd only call you friend. I got lost in the wind. All the shade did no good. No good. I was undercover man.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Follow that happy tune right to our little party zone. Yeah, it is time to have a party. Why? Because somewhere out there, someone is celebrating their birthday. We absolutely love you guys, and we love the fact that we get to celebrate with you. So we're going to try and squeeze in as many as we can in as short a time as possible. Okay, so who's going to kick it off?
I'll kick off first. Okay, so happy birthday to Mom Rani. May you have many more. This is from Dandy and Daylane. So there we have from Ronnie. Ooh, lovely stuff. Happy birthday, Ronnie. And then Ava is celebrating her 5th birthday today. Your entire family sends you luck for the year ahead.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday, Ava.
All right, so we've got a message here. It says, we want to wish our precious princess, Tehila, a happy 3rd birthday. We love you so much. Look at her. This is from your family. And then we've got one for Jerome Abdul. It says, happy birthday to my nephew, Jerome Abdul. May you grow into a great father. Love, your auntie.
Oh, I love that, man. The intensity there, I dig it. Then we've got one coming through. I'd like to wish my husband, Neil Gain, a very happy 40th birthday. Oh, there's a birthday message for Leah. We don't have her message here, but Leah, we love you. And happy birthday. We don't actually have her message there, but I think that's coming through from your auntie. So congratulations and happy birthday to Leah, then to Neil on the decks, on the wheels of steel.
Yeah,
happy 40th birthday. May he be blessed and have many more and continue to be the awesome husband and father that he is, with love from his wife Lucille and daughter Nia.
That's it.
And then Abdul Razik Dolly is celebrating his birthday. He will be 6 years old. Hope you have an awesome day. And that's from your mom and dad.
Happy birthday, Abdul. We have also like Jamie. So I would like to wish my best friend, Jamie, a very happy birthday. Love you lots from Alicia. Happy birthday, Jamie. Looking all beautiful. Thank you very much. Happy you enjoy your day. And then I would love to wish my boyfriend a very happy birthday. Love you lots. That's from Shailene. That's to Redlin. Good morning, Redlin. And happy birthday, man.
And lastly, we've got Akai. Happy birthday to Akai. She's turning 5 years old. Oh. And the family says, we wake up to the show every morning. Happy birthday, Akai, and may you have many more. And that's where we leave our birthday.
Akai, just for you today. We're dedicating a performance just for you. Can we please get some cake for Akai and the rest of our birthday celebrators this morning? If you'd like us to celebrate your birthday with you or someone that's very special to you, send us those dedications and a cool pic to birthdays@cordova.tv.
I'm guessing my trainer won't let me have the cake.
Nah, buddy.
You can work it off. You can smell it. Yes. That's good.
So good.
So good. Well, we did promise a birthday celebration. Here's one coming right away.
Well, I was trying to help Chad Simon fix all these wires coming up. You're like RoboCop right now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, there we go.
You guys do so much.
Thank you. We aim to please here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're joined by talented singer, songwriter, recording artist, basically Earthang, Chad Simon in studio this morning. And he's going to be sharing with us his latest track called Recovery, just so that we start off a Monday in the most amazing way. Are you good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
No, we good.
Okay, wonderful. We'll just make you neat.
Thank you so much.
3, 2, 1, take it away.
Kills my health. I was undercover man, another kind of smothered man. I got lost in the woods. All the shade did no good. I was undercover man, another kind of smothered. And with you, I've been smiling all day. Got the cold for cocaine. All my friends say I'm crazy with you.
just drive to the bay after breakfast in bed. You love me, it's lovely, I'm lucky, and I can't believe that you trust me. Swear it must be you're my recovery, yeah. It's like a man who never lives. It's like a God that never gives. It's like a touch it never feels. Second guessing myself. All this stress kills my head. Love don't cost a thing, and love don't cost a ring. And with you, I spend all of my dough. 3-course and 2 Leos. Obsess all my emotions for you. There's nothing left to prove. The evidence is you. I got the key, so wait for me. You love me, it's lovely, I'm lucky, and I can't believe that you trust me. Swear it must be you're my recovery, yeah. Say you love me, baby. Said I can't believe, girl, that you trust me. You love me, it's lovely, I'm lucky, and I can't believe that you trust me. Swear it must be you're my recovery.
Fantastic stuff, Chad Simon live on the Fuga Breakfast Show. Stick around for another performance from the Gent a little bit later on this morning. Right now, though, time to get into your news headlines this morning. Starting off with your national news, President Cyril Ramaphosa has authorized the publication of the report of the high-level review panel on the State Security Agency, or SSA, which has assessed the mandate, capacity and organizational integrity of the agency. The key finding of the report is that there's been political malpurposing and functionalization of the intelligence community over the past decade or more. The report proposes the urgent development of a national security strategy and suggests the separation of the SSA into 2 services, a domestic and a foreign service. And a specialized security team will assist with the ongoing search for the lion which escaped from the Karoo National Park near Beaufort West almost a month ago. Bidvest Protea Coin has only one of 2 choppers in the country fitted with forward-looking infrared or thermal imaging infrared cameras. This allows the search team to pick up heat signatures on the ground over a radius of 10 kilometers when flying at night. It also has a tracker on board who will assist the team on the ground. Making international news headlines this morning, a brand new Ethiopian Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed minutes after an early morning takeoff from Addis Ababa yesterday, killing all 149 passengers and 8 crew on board. The pilot had reported difficulties and wished to return, but contact was lost. Prior to this flight, it had arrived from Johannesburg. 12 countries in Africa, the UK, China, America and 14 in Europe had citizens among the victims. The tragedy marked the second fatal crash within 5 months of involving the new type of Boeing 737 MAX 8. And innovation must have a gender lens to ensure that solutions are most appropriate to ensure that women are not left behind in the 4th Industrial Revolution. So says Executive Director of UN Women, Phumzile Mlambo-Nguka. Hers was among the main messages shared during the official commemoration of International Women's Day at the United Nations in New York on Friday under the theme, Think Equal, Build Smart, Innovate for Change. Now, she added it would take 200 years to close the gender gap in economic empowerment, one that is widening despite efforts to close it. And finally, a 116-year-old Japanese woman who loves mathematics and playing the board game Othello was honored on Saturday as the world's oldest living person by Guinness World Records. The Global Authority on Records officially recognized Kane Tanaka in a ceremony at the nursing home where she lives in Fukuoka. Her family and the mayor were present to celebrate. Tanaka was born on the 2nd of January 1903, the seventh of 8 children. She married Hideo Tanaka in 1922 and they had 4 children and adopted another. She is usually up by 6 a.m. and enjoys studying mathematics. Asked what part of her life she enjoyed most, Tanaka said, "This right now." And with that story, we leave you news headlines. We'll run you through those headlines once again in half an hour's time.
Let's try and squeeze in more of those sporting headlines on the footballing front. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's unbeaten run in the Premier League came to an end as Manchester United lost 2-0 to Arsenal at the Emirates yesterday. Xhaka securing with that first goal with a long-range effort that thoroughly beat David De Gea before Aubameyang added the second off a penalty. So elsewhere, the Reds, they closed the gap to Man City at the top of the table to just 1 point thanks to their 4-2 win over Burnley at Anfield. That while Eden Hazard hit 50 Premier League goals for Chelsea, so they managed to salvage a point against Wolves. And Spurs left fans confounded, losing 2-1 to Southampton. Then in cricket yesterday, South Africa won the third ODI against Sri Lanka by 72 runs via the Duckworth-Lewis method to seal the series win. So after rain forced a 3-hour delay at Kingsmead shortly after Sri Lanka had just begun their reply to the Proteas, pretty daunting total of 331 for 5. The visitors were ultimately left with a further 118 for victory. That was 193 total in just 8 overs, a nearly impossible task. But one standout feature, Quinton de Kock was able to finally convert his unbelievable series form with a 121 century off just 108 balls. And then finally, New Zealand mountain biker Sam Gaze secured a win after a sprint to the line at the Cape Town Cycle Tour yesterday. Last year's runner-up was part of a 9-man bunch, but cruised to a 2-bike length ultimately on a day that suited the mountain bikers with some very strong winds lining the entire route. That while Charisse Willett claimed the women's title after a tough day in the saddle, able to capitalize on her early toil and the support of a brilliant team to claim her 4th victory after a sprint finish. And of course, while the name has not been released to the public as yet, we have to offer our condolences to the family of the cyclist who sadly lost his life during this year's tour. Always an absolute tragedy. And on that note, that's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take a first look at your traffic this morning. We start off in Gauteng in Linwood, where there has been an accident on the N1 southbound before Rigel Avenue. The one lane is currently obstructed and causing delays from Garsfontein Road. And in the Western Cape, in Newlands, on the M3 inbound, there has been an accident before the N2 turnoff. It's obstructing a lane, so please do approach with caution and maintain a safe following distance. And off to the trains now. The Southern Line, there is an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes on the Simonstown Line. This is due to speed restrictions, sets out of service and faulty level crossing booms at Kenilworth. Your next report will be at 7:30.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
5 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures going into your Monday morning. Before we do so, we've of course asked you to send in some of your pictures. We'd love to see what it looks like in your parts of the world. Take those pictures and post them on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. And that is exactly what Nkolo did this morning, who sent us this amazing sunrise from Umhlanga, where you can expect cloudy conditions with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm around as well, reaching a maximum of 26 degrees. Nkolo, thank you very much for your picture. Have yourself a wonderful Monday and all the best for your week ahead. Right now, though, let's get into your temperatures for the rest of the country. Take a look at Polokwane up first, starting off on 16, your maximum 27 degrees. Mbombela 18, 26 with some scattered showers expected. Some thunder showers forecast for Pretoria, minimum 16, maximum 27. Johannesburg 15, 25. Mahikeng 18 and a high of 30. Klerksdorp starting off on 16, your maximum 26 degrees. Kimberley 16, 23. Bloemfontein 14, 21. Richards Bay 21 minimum, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 18, 25. Durban 23 and your maximum 27. Mthatha 17, 24. East London 20, 25. Cradock 14, 27. Port Elizabeth 18, 26. George starting off on 17 minimum, reaching a maximum of 25 degrees. Sutherland 10 minimum, your maximum maximum 22. Cape Town 16.21. Worcester 13.23. Springboks 10 minimum, your maximum 23. And Uppington starting off on 15 with some scattered showers expected, reaching a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time.
Well, I don't know about you, Graham, but I am busy contemplating my next holiday. It's very, very important. And I was thinking that Durban might be the best place to go and where it's at. So I know that for you in particular, you're someone who's been to Durban quite a few times. Do you have any tips on where I should go or what I should do?
It's a one-stop shop, which I absolutely love. So it just depends on what your vibe is. And I think for me, I like to get outdoors. They've got a beautiful kind of stretch of coastline from a natural perspective. So maybe you want to take a hike in Umhlanga. You can do a day trip to Umhlanga Lagoon Nature Reserve, which, as you can see, is quite spectacular. Beautiful. You get to stroll through some of their coastal dune forests, which is beautiful. You'll see lots of animals there. I'm always surprised when I'm hiking or trail running in that area. You like run into monkeys or a deer or something like that. It really is a beautiful. There we go. Case in point. Ta-da. So the nature reserve is home to over 200 different species, actually, of birds as well. So if you're into that ornithology, it's a great place to go and check out and spend a bit of time with some amazing, like the vervet monkey. And I'm actually met this one of my travels. I gave him that peanut. No, I didn't.
Really? Well, that sounds amazing. And what I love is that there's also those Insta-worthy pics that you can take. So yes, please, I'm definitely here for it.
Okay, that's not the only way that we can go and explore this beautiful stretch of coastline. And one of the cheapest ways to get out of the city as well. Mango have got some great opportunities.
Exactly. They've got so many offerings for everybody, and of course, incredible deals. Now, one of which is to stay at the Garden Court in South Beach. I've been there already. It's really cool. The deal is available from only 1,990 Rand per person, and it's valid for 2 nights between the 13th of May and the 31st of July. So I'm very excited, and if any of you would like to go for an adventure in beautiful KZN, be sure to head over to flymangotravel.com, and remember that T's and C's do apply. That's a gorgeous break, hey?
That's a really good deal, man. It'll feel like weeks away, so go and treat yourself to a little adventure.
Yes, please.
So much interesting stuff going on here in the comments. I'm busy going through your comments about your social media passwords. As you know, Facebook is trying to make themselves a lot more private. You get to find out about that after the break.
I'm around Graham through a bit of a fitness workout on your Monday morning. It's a core challenge. It's quick, it's effective, and it doesn't require a lot of space, meaning you can do it anywhere. Join us for that and more after the break.
This Friday, the 15th of March, we are halfway through the 3rd month of the year, but certainly no half measures when it comes to bringing you all that is so good. We're joined by drummer of the legendary band Guns N' Roses, Frank Furrer, in the studio, as well as Her Majesty, the Queen, DJ Zintle, who'll be getting us all ready for the weekend. And we also get deeper, deeper, deeper with Holly Ray, who brings us an exclusive of her latest single. All of that this Friday, the 15th of March on Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
In the monitor. Yeah.
You produced it.
I'm about to end the day, I'm about to end the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why? I just wanna play, baby, don't you run away. Since she's going overseas, you're up in embassy. You couldn't get too close, cause she probably wouldn't leave. Why don't you just stay? Looking like a peach. You just wanna stay out of reach. I put my hand out, you just wanna tease us. Fast, but you wanna move slow. What's the point if you say you wanna go? I'm just chilling, getting like Jon Snow. I'm getting cold, baby, feelings getting cold. Something in my brain said, and my heart's feeling wasted. Oh my. Why, oh why? I'm about to end the day, I'm about to end the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, whether you're in the mood for business, or food, clothing, beauty, homeware, you name it, if you operate in the Southern Hemisphere, then you do so in some of the most water-stressed regions on Earth. A retailer that is renowned for considering saving water and recycling water in every aspect of its operation is Woolworths. Now, what's more is they've realized that educating our children about this precious resource is key to making a big difference. And the best way to do so is by leading by example.
For a lot of South African learners, frequent water cuts and poor access to water mean repeated disruption. And because of hygiene issues, every time there is a water cut, most schools have to close down, which means that learners lose out on some valuable education time. And that's why Woolworths has announced a 1.5 million rand investment in water infrastructure at schools, as well as an ongoing Love H2O water fund. We're in Niederberg Primary today to learn more about these water tanks, as well as see the kids interacting with them.
With his school enrolled in the Woolworths educational program and with the new rain harvesting system installed, Principal Lawrence is a happy man.
Mr. Lawrence, what was the school's first reaction when you heard that Woolworths would be installing water tanks here at the school?
Well, we were very excited because the usage of water at the school was a problem. The thought of day zero was a big problem for us. We were not in a position to ourselves to buy water tanks to service the needs we have. So when we heard that the Wood Foundation will become a board and donate the 2 tanks, plus the pump, everything, we were very excited. The tanks will be used for drinking purposes, water drink purposes, then it will also be used to flush the toilets, and then also the little garden we have.
These lessons dovetail with geography, science, life skills and technology. National Manager for Woolworths Educational Programs, Thando Tladi, oversees this vast initiative.
Can you tell us more about the water-themed lessons that are taking place in the classroom and how they're being implemented with the learners?
So we believe that change begins with awareness and education, and the lessons are designed to do exactly this, to teach learners that water does not in fact come from a tap and that we need to do our part today to conserve this. We teach them about the water cycle and of course what they need to do at home and at school to save water today.
It is important to save water because people need water in the world. Water is the key to all our lives. I am gonna go home and tell everybody that water is very important to us. Water is the key. That is why we are living.
Water is very important for us and that we can't survive without water because we feed our babies with water and our plants with water. Because water feeds our plants and our plants feed us to get food. And without water, we're nothing.
Thando, the huge impact of the Love H2O Water Fund is very clear today. How and why did Woolies and My School recognize the need to bring in the tanks, but also promote education around water in schools?
Water's always been a big focus for us as a business. I think through our good business journey, we've tried to streamline how much water we use in all our operations. Through the Woolworths Educational Fund, we've supported schools with water tanks every year during the month of March as part of our celebrations of Water Month. However, with the drought last year, I think it highlighted the need for us to ramp up our efforts to support schools, hence the Love H2O Fund and our supporting many other schools this year and many years to come.
How exactly will these water tanks benefit the schools?
The tanks have a 10,000 litre storage capacity, so depending on the size of the school, we either install 1 or 2 tanks. And this, of course, gives the school access to clean water. Each tank comes with a filtration system, which will help with the cooking at the school as part of the school's nutrition program. And, of course, for washing of hands and ablution facilities. And most importantly, food gardens and the watering thereof, if they have a food garden at their school.
3,000 schools now benefit from these lessons, creating an aware, water-wise generation who will soon be the stewards of our precious resource.
If you're already a My School, My Village, My Planet supporter, you can support the Love H2O Water Fund by adding it as one of your beneficiaries. Then every time you shop, swipe your card and a percentage of what you spend will be given to the fund on your behalf.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. Love the Monday motivation. Of course, motivation starts with yourself. And if you want to shift gears, the best way to do that, I think, if you want to bring about a mental change, is start with the physical self. So we always kind of hit it hard. You obviously took Dweezil through a very interesting and rewarding push-up lesson a little bit earlier. But one thing I found, so much hinges on the core. So much of your overall well-being hinges. Even your back issues can be solved with a stronger core.
So the thing is, Toby was asking about, is there not an alternative like like a machine that can focus on your
an alternative to working out?
I'm like, well, no, not really, because the thing is with a great push-up, you've got the form right, you've got the core involved as well, and that is really the focus of what that you want to get from a proper push-up.
And if you're doing it properly, less is more.
Less is more, and this is what I'm going to do. I did this little routine that I worked out, especially if I don't have a lot of time to go to the gym, I don't have space, but it burns your chest and your core so effectively if you do it right, with that right form that you've learned as well. So I'm going to put you through. I'm going to share.
I love it. Awesome,
okay,
dude.
cool.
I love it.
So first foremost, dude, we're just going to get into a normal push-up position, hands slightly wider than your shoulders.
Just beyond your shoulders, cool.
All right, and you're going to perform a push-up, right? And then as you come up, one knee, breathing out, contract and down.
Like burpee vibes.
Yeah. There we go. And the other one. That's it, just like that. But make sure you get the contraction both in your chest and your stomach. And the breathing out is so that you can contract those stomach muscles properly and get a deep contraction stimulating that muscle fibers.
Right from the base as well, which is great.
All right, so we're going to do 5 of those. Now, the next part of this kind of routine that I have as well is focusing on the core. So you'd effectively do this without dropping down. You're going to put your hands down like this, and this is a tricep burner. So once again, here.
And activate and keep it there.
From here, no, what you're going to do now is push up. Bam. There.
Nice.
And back down. Making sure the hips don't sag. 3, that's it. And 1 more. You can feel that in the triceps, you can feel that in the core. So now I'm going to challenge you. We're going to do 5 push-ups with your knee variations, knee to the chest. 5 of those push-ups with the triceps, and then back to 5. You think you can manage that? I want to tell you, I want you to tell people the intensity. You know, tell me how you experience that.
That's the thing, I love it. You activate from the very beginning.
All right, and it's not a jerking movement, it's fluid, it's smooth. All right, here we go, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't drop down onto your elbows, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk hands back, 5 push-ups. 1, keep the elbows tucked in. 3, 4, 5. There we go. So that's this 5, 5, 5. Now you work to 10, and that's it. It's a core burner. It really contracts your core, front, back, all the way around. You get the chest muscles in there, you get the triceps as well.
A little bit of shoulder in there as well, but I like the fact that there is a kind of a cardio element to it because you are controlling your breathing.
Look, if you're going to work yourself up to 5,
that is awesome, man.
8, 10, and you can do that continuously, you're going to feel that deep burn.
Buddy, I reckon in about 50 minutes, you do this every day, 15 minutes.
Done.
Sorted. Nice,
Done.
Man.
Awesome stuff. We're fitting with you Monday morning.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Chad Simon is in the house, and we're going to play a little bit of a game called Musical Match with him, and I'm going to go head-to-head with him and see who comes out number 1.
Oh, you're going to go head-to-head? Like how? Like this? Like...
Oh, wow, that was actually, you've got a hard head.
Okay, well, listen, sorry, while you recover, we're taking a break, but we're also making a pilchard fish cakes. That's going to be really yum. Stay here on your Feel Good Breakfast show after the break. I'm sorry, my skirt.
Oh.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Now, we've got Chad Simon in the building, and we've got Leanne flexing, looking all ready.
We're getting ready.
Yeah. We're getting ready. But we've all heard Chad sing, but we're trying to find out which songs he has top of mind in a game called Music Match. In this game, our celebrity guest has 10 seconds to think of and sing the first song that comes to his mind when prompted with a list of randomly selected words. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, but both of us.
So. But both of you are playing.
Both of us,
I mean, of course, you're at home, and I know that you're good at this sort of thing. I don't know so much about Chad.
Yeah, we'll see though.
We'll see.
We'll
okay,
see.
cool. So how it's going to work is that I'm going to give you the word.
Okay.
All right, and then you're going to have to say your name. Right. And then you've got 10 seconds, of course, to sing, all right? Okay, cool. Always.
Chad.
Leanne.
It was definitely Chad first.
Go first.
Chad, let's go.
Always be my baby.
No. Okay.
Okay.
All right, are you ready for the second one?
Yes.
Baby.
Leanne. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Okay.
Obey that, baby. How was I supposed to know?
All right. You're getting in there. Okay, Chad, let's see if you can get this one. Dance.
Chad. I wanna dance with somebody.
Oh, come on,
I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
Okay.
I wanna dance with somebody.
Oh, it's getting warm up in here. All right, listen to this one. Day.
Chad.
Chad, all right, let's hear it.
Another day, another way for me to open up to you.
Come on. Okay, listen to this one.
I'm playing now, for real.
Dear.
Leanne.
Leanne. Are you sure, Leanne?
No, there was a show back in the day. Dear John, by the time you read these lines, I'll be gone. It's still
a song.
Yes.
It's still a song. It's a title song.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are doing, on a 50-50 square level right now. Good. Good. Come on, guys.
Chad.
Leanne.
Chad. Okay, let's hear it.
Come on, Chad. Everything's gonna be alright. I think I just met my wife. I know it's gonna be a good night.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting to hear where that was going.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, how does it go? Some good, gotta love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Listen to this one.
This game is hard.
It's a very common word to be used across many different songs, across generations. Love.
Wow.
Leanne, let's go.
Okay.
Love?
Yes.
Really, Leanne? Homegirl, you're letting me down.
I will always love you.
There we go. Okay, we got three more. Quickly, me.
Chad.
Chad, yeah?
Me and Mrs.
Mrs.
Jones.
Mrs. Jones. Okay. Night.
Chad.
Chad.
Nights on the Atlantic. Oh, nights on the
Oh, man.
Must be nice.
Chad is doing so. Okay, here's one last one. This one is the decider
cool.
between who's going to be taking this. Because right now, Chad is in the lead. Leanne, if you get this one right, you're square. Sweet. Come on, baby girl. Come on, Chad.
You've got it. Go for it. I'm sure you've got it. You just try to look at me like you don't.
Sweet.
I don't know. Sweet lover, come rescue me. I need you down. I don't know the words.
Okay, well done. 50-50 square. Oh, man, this is a fun game. I think this game can stay. Chad, I think you've won.
He's won.
By 1 point. I think
it was
2 points. It was very close. It went really well.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is a game. Would you introduce this game to your nighttime fun times with your friends?
Yeah.
I
think we need to start playing this game. Every time I see the two of you in Cape Town, outside of the show, we'll play this game.
We're just going to come over and play the game.
Imagine we're sitting like in the restaurant and breaking into
at the horses. You guys are always at the horses.
We are always at the horses. Okay, yeah. Well, look, it's worth playing. There we go. Do you think this is a game you would introduce to your fun times with your friends? Maybe do it. Let us know what you think of it using the hashtag Expresso Show. Well done, Chad.
Woo,
well done, Chad.
Well done, Chad.
Well done.
We got 86 from that game because there was not enough confidence in our ability to be able to take Chad on. And that is absolutely right. Congratulations. Well done, Lee. I thought you did admirably there. Maybe more our speed, a little bit of old school rock and roll. We love bringing you awesome opportunities, and this certainly does fit that bracket. He is a legendary rocker. He has worked with some of the biggest names, most notably Guns N' Roses since 2006. Yes. I'm talking about the legend himself, drummer Frank Ferrer, is coming to South Africa for a Guns N' Roses and Friends tribute show at the Hillcrest Quarry on the 15th of March. I hope you're going to get him in.
Look, man, it's gonna be awesome. So he will be spending Friday morning on set with us to perform a wicked drum solo. And man, you know what? Do we have a treat for you, our loyal viewers? If you are an inspiring drummer or you would love a chance to rub shoulders and learn some kind of tricks from this bona fide master, then make sure you submit a video of yourself performing your own banging drum solo to our Facebook page, and you can stand a chance of getting the experience of a lifetime, man.
He is honestly one of the best in the business, a true living legend. Entries are limited, unfortunately, just to our Cape Town residents, but we want to share your talents with the whole of the world, never mind just South Africa, so make sure to submit your video of your drum solo to our Facebook page. Use all of the hashtags you can, motivate it, but it just must be brilliant. And we'll give Frank the opportunity himself to have a look, and if he reposts, who knows, you might be discovered and find fame and fortune, and of course get the opportunity to meet the man himself. Friday morning he will be here, so if you reside in Cape Town, get on it right now.
Exactly, post those videos right now, get at it.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening in your news headlines this morning. President Cyril Ramaphosa has authorized the publication of the report of the high-level review panel on the State Security Agency, which has assessed the mandate, capacity and organizational integrity of the agency. A specialized security team will assist with the ongoing search for the lion, which escaped from the Karoo National Park near Beaufort West almost a month ago. Bidvest Protea Coin has a chopper fitted with forward-looking infrared or thermal imaging infrared cameras. Now moving further abroad, a brand new Ethiopian Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed minutes after an early morning takeoff from Addis Ababa yesterday, killing all 149 passengers and a crew on board. Prior to its flight, it had arrived from Johannesburg. Innovation must have a gender lens to ensure that solutions are most appropriate to ensure that women are not left behind in the fourth industrial revolution, says Executive Director of UN Women, Phumzile Mlambo-Nka. And finally, Vincent Khoza not only risked his life rescuing a boy stuck halfway on a pipe across the raging Yixkay River in Alexandra Township in Johannesburg, but he later also stood up for him when his parents wanted to give him a hiding. Khoza believes that it was an honest mistake by the youngster, who found himself there because he usually saw children playing in the area. He said, "I see children play there all the time, and when I spotted him, I could not fold my arms and watch from the sidelines. I told myself if he dies, I will die with him." He was clinging to the pipe, crying with fear. "I looked at him and thought of my own children. It could have been my own child." A video of Khoza's heroic act went viral on social media over the weekend. And he certainly is another Mandela Monday hero. Time for us to take another look at what's happening in your sporting headlines. Here's Graham.
That heroic note gives us the perfect jumping off point to cycle through more of our sporting headlines. We kick off with the Auckland Sevens, where the Blitzboks are back on top. They got revenge over the US First Up, booking their place in the quarterfinals with a 19-7 win to go unbeaten in the pool. Then the structures held, and with adventurous and very precise attack, coupled with superb defense from the young squad, continuing throughout. They dominated Argentina 33-7 in the quarterfinals, then overnight beat Fiji 31-12 in the semis. That set them up against France in the final. France, of course, beating the USA en route, and they are now the champions of Vancouver. 21-12, the final score there. Selvin Davids capping a brilliant tournament, sealing the win. And staying with rugby and Super Rugby, the Bulls completely outclassed the Sharks 37-14 in Pretoria on Saturday. The victory effectively sewn up in the first half with a 19-0 lead. They are now the dominant force in the South African conference, undoubtedly, and second on the overall log. Lions also produced a pretty dominant first half to get their early season back on track, but they did let the Jaguares back into the game to end 47-39. And then finally on the footballing front, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's unbeaten run in the Premier League came to an end as Manchester United lost 2-0 to Arsenal at the Emirates yesterday. Xhaka scored with a long-range effort that thoroughly beat David De Gea before Aubameyang doubled the lead with a penalty. So the Reds then also closed the gap to Man City at the top of the table to 1 point thanks to their 4-2 win over Burnley at Anfield. That while Eden Hazard hit 50 Premier League goals for Chelsea as they managed to salvage a point against Wolves, and Spurs left fans confounded, losing 2-1 to Southampton. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Let's take another look at your roads this morning. We start off in Bedfordview in Gauteng, where there has been an accident on the N3 northbound before Linksfield Road. It's obstructing the left lane, so please do approach it with caution. And in the Western Cape, in Century City, on the N1 inbound, there has been an accident after Plattekloof Road. The left lane is blocked and causing delays, so please be patient on the roads this morning. And off to the Northern Line on the trains, the T2510 train from Kraaifontein to Cape Town is cancelled. This is due to sets being out of service, so you need to allow for an extended travel time this morning. Your next report will be at 8 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Tabiso. Let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures. Before we do so, thank you very much for all the pictures that you're sending us and taking a look at what it looks like in your parts of the world as well. This morning, J. Dean Governor sent us this magnificent sunrise from Port Shepstone. J. Dean, thank you very much. You can expect cloudy conditions today with the occasional rain and thunderstorm reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. Have yourself a beautiful Monday, J. Dean. Thank you very, very much. Now, taking a look at your temperatures going into your Monday morning for the rest of the country, it seems that there's showers and thunder showers forecast for most parts. Polokwane 16 minimum, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Mbombela 18.26. Pretoria 16.27. Johannesburg 15.25. Mahikeng 18.30. Klerksdorp 16 and your maximum 26. Kimberley 16.23. Bloemfontein 14, your maximum 21 degrees. Richards Bay 21 and your maximum 27. Pietermaritzburg 18.25. Durban 23.27. Mthatha 17.24. East London 20.25. Cradock 14.27. Port Elizabeth 18.26. George starting off on 17 this morning, your maximum 25. Sutherland 10.22. Cape Town 16.21. Worcester 13.23. Springbok 10.23. And Uppington starting off on 15, reaching a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 7:30 bulletin. We'll bring you a final update just after 8 o'clock. Right now, it's a Monday morning. We want to get inspired. We want to feel good. So here's your daily dose of feel good.
It's time for your daily dose of feel good.
So good! So good indeed. It's a daily dose of feel good. Yeah. Because we want you to feel good on a Monday morning. We've picked up some really cool, awesome, quite a mixed bag this morning. Let's start with something really interesting. We love cats.
We do love cats. We really do. Okay, so we don't actually have proof that reincarnation is a real thing. But this next clip shows us that this kitten looks like someone who's been reincarnated, and he's not very happy about it. Check it out.
What? 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 How? No ways. Oh my God. Oh man, look at its little fat tummy. What's it doing? How is it even?
He's just not happy. He's just not happy about life in general.
How is it even possible?
What is that? Man.
Oh, very sweet.
Alive again.
True.
Again.
Like I came back as a cat.
Without a need for a pasta as well to like reincarnate you just like independently.
So controversial.
Oh, controversy. Okay, listen to this one. Robot men. And I think that, all of us think we can do the robot dance, right? We all do. I've seen Leanne try to do it many times, but I don't think any of us can pull it off quite like this guy over here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at the arrows.
Everyone photobombing. I hope he won something.
He's so
cool.
unreal. Unreal.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Whoa. This guy is.
Come on.
He is
like a robot.
He has been training his whole life
to do
for that moment.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely. More than 10,000 hours of that. If you think you can do a robot dance better than that, I think you must let us know. If you can do one,
Guys, I'm not even concerned about the robot dance. The eyebrows.
Yes.
They had like a life of
the
their
whole
own.
thing.
It's absolutely awesome. You know what is even more awesome? Finally, we have been recognized. If you have hopes of becoming a Jedi Knight, it is now a real thing, okay? It's easier than ever in France. Look at this, okay? To become an actual Jedi Knight, to act out your Star Wars fantasies, the country's Fencing Federation has officially recognized lightsaber dueling as a competitive sport. So like virtuous Jedi Knights, the Federation sees itself as combating a dark side of the sedentary life. The sedentary habits of the 21st century are very damaging. So this is a cool way, I think, of getting people motivated, interested in just getting away from their computers and their TVs and doing basements and doing something cool.
It's a thing.
Because I've often thought that my child might become a Jedi Knight. Like, when does it actually start? When does the actual...
As early as possible.
You know what I'm saying? So
start him now.
It just happened. It just happened. That's awesome. So maybe you've got a story, a hashtag, something you want to share with us. If you've got any really cool videos or awesome pics, reincarnated cats, anything you want to give, send our way. Hit us up on our social media platforms using the hashtag Expresso Show.
Just like that, this will be taking a very quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we come back, we're sorting it out with a delicious, I think you can do it for lunch, maybe for those lunch boxes, pilchard fish cakes. But it's going to be amazing. I promise you, it's going to be amazing. And then we have another incredible performance by this man and his band, Chad Simon, in the house. Give him a round of applause because he is just phenomenal. Stick around for that performance after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in for what has been the most awesome Monday. Dude, you've been put through the ringer today. Chad Simon joining us. Do you expect this when you come to Expresso that you're going to have to do everything other than sing to earn the right to sing?
You know what? I have zero expectations. When I get here, I know I just have to be ready to have fun and just do whatever, man.
I'm going to reward you. I'm going to give you 3,000 Monopoly monies, buddy. You are rolling in it. That's yours. I've stacked it out there so you can know how you're rolling, but I'm going to give you some choices on how you're going to spend it. Of course, South African tourism at the moment, they're running some unbelievable holiday deals for two, so you can get a little romantic at shortleft.co.za is where you can find all of them. But we've been featuring some of the awesome deals on the show and agonizing over which ones to actually choose. Affordable getaways right here in South Africa. Why do you want to go somewhere else when you can explore South Africa? So we're going to force you now to take a short left and spend some of those hard-earned Monopoly monies. But I'm going to make it difficult because I'm going to give you some pretty cool choices here. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? You touch the money, man. Touch the money. It's yours, man.
You smell it.
You can throw it up in the air. You
make it rain.
You can make little snowmen in the money snowmen on the bed. It's awesome, dude. Okay, so let's kick it off here on the Western Cape. So we've got a 2-for-2 champagne sunset picnic on the water for two coming out of the V&A waterfront. Okay, you can reel in your romantic interest with a spectacularly scenic group sunset cruise towards Clifton Beach while sipping on champagne and enjoying a delectable offshore picnic on the Serenity 1 catamaran. I've actually been on it. It's awesome. So you can sip on a cocktail or 3 or 5 from the onboard bar. You can take a dip in the ocean. You can jump on the trampoline. Yes, trampoline. All while the boat docks at Clifton Beach. And this is yours. Forget this. Just 1,999.
Oh, wow.
You can be that dude. You can be that guy with friends.
Yeah, he's got two friends
having the
there.
life. He's just loving it with his jam jar. Just
and
really
there's a
cool.
trampoline if you want to just, you know,
be silly.
If we see the whales, you can just leap.
I love it. So that's what we're rocking down in the Western Cape. Let's take you now to KZN, which we know punches way above its weight class. 2-for-2 package, the ultimate gondola experience. No, we're not in Venice, buddy. You don't need to travel all the way to that romantic city to experience a romantic gondola ride. A hashtag short left to KZN will see you sailing along Durban's canals with the city nightlights twinkling in the distance Imagine rose petals scattered inside the gondola and a delectable picnic basket for two. This for only 1,169 rand. You can use the rest to sprinkle some love, some joy with a little bit of a gift. That's awesome,
I've never seen the canals of Durban.
This is what I'm saying, dude. And they've pumped a lot into rejuvenating the harbour and North Beach and that sort of thing. But this is a side of the city that I don't know, I've never seen. Pretty cool, eh?
I like that.
And that's a steal, buddy. It leaves you with a little bit of spending money.
That is a steal.
Yeah. Okay, so lest we forget, Gauteng is also there and ready to woo you with another. And this has been a winner, okay? But let's see if I can woo you with this one. We take you to the Forever Hotel at Warmbars, okay? Enjoy 2 nights accommodation at the Forever Hotel at Warmbars, which is beautiful and scenic, including coach transport from Southgate or Sandton, breakfast daily, a game drive, special braai at night, and welcome packs consisting of gifts and refreshments. And they've got 2 options available here as well. You can explore it from 2,396 Rand for a triple room, or if you're looking for that more romantic double room experience, that you can get for 2,599 Rand. Pretty awesome, but it doesn't end there, dude. Just to compound your agony over having to choose how you're going to spend your Monopoly monies, we now take you to our final destination. This is in Mpumalanga. Just take a look at this view, buddy. Bam! Wow. This is the Forever Lodge Mount Sheba, okay? And you really are up at the top of Mount Sheba there. Enjoy 2 nights, couples retreat at the Forever Lodge Mount Sheba, including coach transport, breakfast and dinner daily, 1 romantic turn down and a little chocolate, and sparkling wine, and a 500 Rand a day spa voucher for each couple. Come on, get out. Get out of bed late because you can sleep in there. Towards a treatment of your choice, and that is from 2,999. It's tough, buddy. Yeah. It's tough. So do we go catamaran? Do we go KZN gondola ride? Do we go Warmbars? Do we go in Mpumalanga? What are you going to do, man? You seem like a man who has made up his mind.
You know what? I'm going to go for this last one, 2,999. Take it all.
Boom. Take it all, man.
I just need one. I need my one and
to tip someone along the way because
this is amazing. I'll tell you what. You know, I think just getting away, for me, I need the feeling of feeling like I'm away.
This looks like
I see no buildings. Yeah, I love it. This is me.
I also chose this one.
You chose this one?
We might see you there. It's going to get a bit crowded on our bench.
It's going to
get a bit awkward, but you too can enjoy a hashtag short left deal. There are some brilliant deals. Go and explore South Africa, man. Shortleft.co.za is where you can find those 2-for-2 deals.
Well, we're keeping with all things proudly South African, and this morning we're talking about the show called Woza Albert. Now, what I love about theatre productions is usually in a time where we're barred from writing or saying certain things, a theatre production can speak the things or challenge the norms that oftentimes we can't do ourselves.
Absolutely, and I think the one thing about theatre is that it creates situations and possibilities where we ask ourselves, what if this or that were to happen, then what then? And it's been 4 decades of Woza Albert as one of South Africa, arguably one of South Africa's biggest, most loved protest plays, and it still goes on. The magic has not been lost. Have a look.
Back in 1981, 2 of South Africa's theatre greats, Mbongeni Ngema and Percy Mtwa, came together to create Woza Albert, what would become one of the most iconic plays to come out of South Africa. Fast forward to 2019, and these 2 theatre royals have reunited for a run of their original work that has lived on stages both locally and internationally.
In the play, Christ arrives during apartheid. To stop him, the state launches a nuclear bomb, and from the ruins, great leaders like Albert Luthuli rise again to inspire the people.
So you, Bonnie Simon and Percy Mtwa came together some 40 years ago and decided to create a play called Woza Albert. What was going through your heads at the time?
We were looking for, Percy and myself, were looking for a subject matter. We had been investigating theatre techniques. We felt like we were ready to do something that the world had never ever seen before, a phenomenon. We went to the Market Theatre and we met with Manny Manim, who is present today as our lighting designer since then.
The first question really when you're doing a play and you're dealing with the performers is who is going to direct it, who will take it to another phase. You have a piece of glass, and now we've got to find who can cut that to make it a diamond. I said, okay, who do you want? And they said, Barney Simon. And I remember laughing. I said, hey, well, you've just asked for the guy who's the artistic director of this place. He's the busiest guy in this place. And I don't think he's going to be available. Barney saw them, I think it was about 3 months later. And I remember waiting for him outside. And he said, fantastic, fantastic. I want to work with him and we will start this.
It became like a volcano. Everybody just was up, just suddenly from day one became this huge thing that everybody was talking about.
So I've always said that Woza Albert, when we did it even many years ago, we did it with a spirit that was kind of unique. I think they probably recognize that even with Woza Albert and many other plays, because of the anti-apartheid movement, theater spoke even much louder than written words, because it brought, the experience, a live experience to those audiences, that are watching the show. So we still have those problems we had in the past, because not much has changed, except that we are liberated from apartheid. But I believe we are yet to be liberated unto total freedom.
We had to ask ourselves, what does it mean to do the play now? Because whenever you do a play, it speaks to a current audience. It's not just apartheid nostalgia. We haven't rewritten the play in any way. It's exactly the text that was originally performed, but the subtext has changed. And so the power of the play now is that it reminds us of the class and race struggle that was part of apartheid. It makes the audience remember how they felt at that time. And so the ending of the play, which is Woza Albert and Woza Steve Biko and all these heroes, when they did it originally, it was about mass mobilization in a struggle against apartheid. Now when they play that scene, it has a slightly different meaning, which is a call for moral leadership.
The reason people should come and see this play at this time, all these years after it was first made, is that they will see a performance of one of the greatest pieces of theatres ever made in this country. They will see two of the most outstanding actors that this country has produced working together on the stage in a play that they made themselves.
The two actors play all the roles: a vendor, barber, char, manual laborer, soldier, and more, each a witness and participant in these extraordinary events.
If ever there was a theatre production that every South African should come and check out, Woza Albert has to be it. And if you're studying this piece of text as part of your set work, watching this live performance will definitely be beneficial to your learning. It's running at the State Theatre until the 31st of March, so do best and come check it out.
Oh, well, that's a theatre play worth checking out. We're taking a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, getting that Monday Feel Good going. And Chad Simon is still here. What are you singing for us at the break, man?
Play.
I just want to... Chad, are you single or not?
Okay, well...
No, you don't have to answer right now. Anyways, there are a lot of people that are meeting their significant others on the internet, but there is also a rise in cyber scamming. We're asking the question in our relationship chat, have you been scammed online? All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I'm sorry, she's weird, man. She's really weird.
Can we talk about this?
Shots of you, man.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So we're still staying with the topic of cybersecurity and Facebook looking to up the game in terms of safety there. And asking you this morning, if you do change your password, if you do, how many times you actually do change your password. Here's a comment from Ntahepi saying, good morning, Expresso. I change them a lot because sometimes I want to use my old password and not the recent password. Nathan Paul says, morning, guys. Oh, no, I never do that. I never change my password. He means because it's very dangerous. Denzel Basson says, I rarely change my passwords. And Danny Moreo says, I never change it. So many of you actually do not change your passwords, but you're going to be stunned at what the recent statistics are in terms of people not changing their passwords coming up in our tech talk right here on Expresso. Let us know. Hashtag Expresso Show.
Welcome back to Brian Smith. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to the Pups. Really interested. I know Bobby gets a lot of action on his social media pages, so he's really interested in this particular one. In a blog post on Facebook this week, CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced that the social network plans to shift its focus towards privacy with a more secure messaging service. Here to unpack exactly what this means is our tech expert, Brian. Obviously, where do we even begin? Is this old news? Is it new news? How much of a shift is this? Actually, just take us back to the beginning, to that blog itself. What does this mean for Facebook and the messaging service?
Sure, thanks. It's great to be back. And if you've used a social media network over the past couple of years, it can feel like social media with a side helping of controversy. We've had numerous scandals and data breaches all the way from Cambridge Analytica to smaller incidents all around the world. And Facebook over the past couple of years and months has come under increasing scrutiny just for that. Now, in that blog post available on Facebook, company founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg has elaborated that he plans to take the company into a more privacy-focused approach. What that essentially means is that Facebook will be looking further towards encryption, will be looking at less publicity per posts. Essentially what it might mean is that its core business model, which is essentially the news feed, its most famous product, might be falling away in some sense, and it might be the most drastic move the company's ever made.
Is this a knee-jerk reaction to fake news? Is it just too much bother to keep covering that end? Or does this feel like an authentic move to protect people's privacy? Is this commercial, or is this done out of a sense of conscience? What do you think, or a bit of both?
So, it's a big question of two answers, I think. So the first one being, I think it's an acknowledgement that we have a very serious problem, and it's one that Facebook, being the leading social media company, has to work to solve somehow. On the second side of things, I do think it's one that will be commercialized somehow. Facebook has to make money in order to operate. And I think there will be a change of revenue model or some form of change on the Facebook platform that allows Facebook to continue making money while still offering a more private service.
Is this going to spread? Do you think this is going to become the new social media norm, basis point?
I think Facebook, will lead a dialogue in that sense, and I think other social media companies and the big internet companies will be forced to listen at some point. We've seen other social networks such as Twitter being the second largest, besides Instagram, which is owned by Facebook itself, take some steps as well to focus on user privacy. And essentially what we might well see is more internet companies focus on that rather than the means of harvesting data to offer ads.
To sell it off. What does this mean for us? You understand the social media user more than most. Are we even aware that we are not that private? Do you think people are even aware? Because you kind of assume we're protected and everything's cool. How much of the manipulation going on in the back end do we not even know about, do you think?
Well, Facebook's business model is, of course, revolves around ads. And essentially everyone on Facebook is profiled to have some understanding of what demographic they fall into, so advertisers can serve them ads that they're likely to engage with. I think that at the moment has sort of been the primary problem with social media, in the sense that we're not really as secure as we think we are. And all of that data doesn't just sort of go and disperse into the ether, so it doesn't just go nowhere. Someone keeps it and collects it for future use. Definitely. So we need to be very careful about our online data and where we store and the way we use things. But hopefully, with developments such as end-to-end encryption and more private messaging, as like we use on WhatsApp right now, that might be a more beneficial move.
Does feel like at least one giant leap forward. I know it hasn't come into effect just yet, but I think everyone out there, just live by the principle. If you're putting it out there, it is out there. So think before you post. Thank you so much, Brian.
No luck. Oh, well, you know what? We bring you only the best musical performances here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Chad Simon is in the house bringing us another banger, this time in collaboration with one of the artists we all know and love, Chad Simon and youngster CPT. Here's Play.
I'm about her in the day, I'm about her in the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why? I just wanna play, baby, don't you wanna wait? Said she's going overseas, looking up in embassy. She couldn't get too close, cause she probably wouldn't leave. Why don't you just stay? Said you know you wanna play. Started with the fire on the beach. I got a view and it's looking like a peach. You just wanna stay out of reach. I put my hand out, you just wanna tease. Fast but you wanna move slow. What's the point if you say you wanna go? I'm just chilling, yeah, like Jon Snow. I'm getting cold, baby, feelings getting cold. Something in my brain said that my heart's feeling wasted. Oh my, why, oh why? Ooh, I'm about her in the day, I'm about her in the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why? I just wanna play, baby, don't you wanna wait? Said she's going overseas, let's meet up in embassy. She couldn't get too close, cause she probably wouldn't leave. Why don't you just stay? Said you know you wanna play. Yeah, I guess her voicemail's really feeling me. She's probably out there catwalking the streets. While Cupid's shooting me, she's shooting spree. These lovely arrows are actually killing me now. Say what I'm supposed to do right now in the day. Craig David suggested that I walk away. We was telling me that I should probably stay. I got a lot of baggage, it's a lot of weight. The truth is that you don't know me. To go to play your hide and seek. You got me looking for you like Stevie. Until something in my brain said that my heart's feeling wasted. Oh my, why, oh why? Oh, I'm about her in the day, I'm about her in the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why? I just wanna play, baby, don't you wanna wait? You know what? I said she's going overseas, looking up in embassy. She couldn't get too close, she probably wouldn't leave. Why don't you just stay? Said you know you wanna play, yeah. Cause I'm about her in the day, I'm about her in the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why? I just wanna play, baby, don't you wanna wait, yeah. I said she's going overseas, looking up in embassy. She couldn't get too close, she probably wouldn't leave. Why don't you just stay? Said you know you wanna play. Cause I'm about her in the day, about her in the night. She don't call me back, baby, why, baby, why? I just wanna play. Baby, don't you wanna wait, 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 wait? Said she's going overseas, living up in embassy. She couldn't get too close, she probably wouldn't leave. Why don't you just stay, yeah? Cause you know I wanna play.
All right, well, unbelievable performance there by Chad Simon. Smooth. Look forward to another performance just before we wrap the show this morning. Right now, though, let's take a last look at your news headlines on your Monday morning. Starting with your national news, President Cyril Ramaphosa has authorized the publication of the report of the High-Level Review Panel on the State Security Agency, or SSA, which has assessed the mandate, capacity and organizational integrity of the agency. And a specialized security team will assist with the ongoing search for the lion which escaped from the Karoo National Park near Beaufort West almost a month ago. Now, Bidwest Protea Coin has a chopper fitted with forward-looking infrared or thermal imaging infrared cameras. Making international news headlines, a brand new Ethiopian Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed minutes after an early morning takeoff from Addis Ababa yesterday, killing all 149 passengers and 8 crew on board. Prior to this flight, it had arrived from Johannesburg. And innovation must have a gender lens to ensure that solutions are most appropriate to ensure that women are not left behind in the fourth industrial revolution, says Executive Director of UN Women, Phumzile Mlambo Nguka. And finally, Vincent Khoza not only risked his life rescuing a boy stuck halfway on a pipe across the raging Yixke River in Alexandra Township in Johannesburg, but he later also stood up for him when his parents wanted to give him a hiding. Khoza believes it was an honest mistake by the youngster who found himself there because he usually saw children playing in the area. He said, "I see children play there all the time, and when I spotted him, I could not fold my arms and watch from the sidelines. I told myself, if he dies, I will die with him." He was clinging to a pipe, crying with fear. "I looked at him and thought of my own children. It could have been my own child." A video of Khoza's heroic act went viral on social media over the weekend. Well done to you, sir. And that's where we leave your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Monday morning.
Let's cycle through more of those major sporting headlines this morning after a bumper weekend in football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's unbeaten run in the Premier League came to an end as Manchester United lost 2-0 to Arsenal at the Emirates yesterday. Xhaka scoring with a long-range effort that thoroughly defeated David De Gea before Aubameyang doubled the lead with a penalty. Elsewhere, the Reds closed the gap to Man City at the top of the table to just 1 point thanks to their 4-2 win over Burnley at Anfield. And while Eden Hazard hit 50 Premier League goals for Chelsea, they managed to salvage a point against Wolves, and Spurs left fans confounded, losing 2-1 to Southampton. Then in cricket, yesterday South Africa won the third ODI against Sri Lanka by 72 runs via the Duckworth-Lewis method to seal the series win. After rain forced a 3-hour delay at Kingsmead shortly after Sri Lanka had just begun their reply to the Proteas' rather daunting total of 331 for 5, the visitors were left with a further 118 for victory, 193 in total in just 8 overs. Pretty much an impossible task, but one standout feature, Quinton de Kock, was able to finally convert his unbelievable series form with a 121-run stand of 108 deliveries. And then finally, bringing it back down to the Western Cape, finally, New Zealand mountain biker Sam Gay secured a win after a sprint to the line at the Cape Town Cycle Tour yesterday. Last year's runner-up was part of a 9-man bunch, but cruised to a 2-bike length win on a day that definitely suited the mountain bikers, with very strong winds climbing, lining the entire route throughout the day. And while Charisse Willett, she claimed the women's title on a road bike after a tough day in the saddle, able to capitalize on her early toil and the support of a brilliant team on the day to claim her 4th victory after a sprint finish. And then finally, we have to offer our condolences to the family of the rider who sadly lost his life. His name hasn't been released to the public as yet, presumably to protect the family's privacy, but we certainly do feel their pain and offer our condolences to what must be a terrible loss to his family. And that's where we leave our sport this morning.
Thank you, G. Let's take a final look at your traffic this morning. Nyalo Siqala eMpumalanga. In Hazy View, there is a protest action before Kruger Gate Road. The R536 to Skukuza Road is closed as a result, so please do avoid the area this morning. And in the Western Cape and Century City on the N1 inbound, there is congestion between Old Oak Road and Plattekloof Road. This is due to a prior accident, and the average traveling speed there is 15 kilometers per hour with delays up to 30 minutes. After the trains, we look at the Central Line, and the current available fleet on the Area Central Line allows for 1 train every hour. The running times to and from Cape Town are approximately an hour and a half. That's where we leave your traffic for the morning. Here's Ewan with the weather.
Thank you so much, Tabiso. Let's take a last look at your temperatures going into your Monday morning, a brand new week as well. But first and foremost, thank you very much to each and every one of you that sent in your pictures. So thank you to Lynn Temlet for your picture or sunrise picture from Lindekies Drift, as well as Nkolo Nomzlo for your amazing sunrise from Umhlanga, and lastly, Jadine Governor for your magnificent sunrise all the way from Port Shepstone. Appreciate your pictures. Thank you very much. We'll continue sharing more pictures tomorrow morning right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Your temperatures, though, going into your Monday for the rest of the country. Polokwane starting off on 16, reaching a high of 27. Mbombela 18.26. Pretoria 16.27. Johannesburg 15.25. Mahikeng 18.30. Klerksdorp 16.26. Kimberley 16.23. Bloemfontein 14.21. Richards Bay 21, reaching a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg 18.25. Durban 23 and a high of 27. Mthatha 17.24. East London 20.25. Cradock 14 minimum, your maximum 27. Port Elizabeth 18.26, George 17.25, Sutherland on 10 minimum, your maximum 22, Cape Town 16.21, Worcester 13.23, Springbok 10.23, and Uppington starting off on 15, your maximum 30 degrees Celsius. And that's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Monday morning.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, it is Relationship Mondays. Dr. Eve is in the house, and we're talking about the topic, do you feel that you are being scammed online? That's very prevalent right now. And then we head back into the kitchen because it's all about pilchards today, and we're making a pilchard lasagna. All that and more happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be right back after the break.
This Friday, the 15th of March, we are halfway through the third month of the year, but certainly no half measures when it comes to bringing you all that is so good. We're joined by drummer of the legendary band Guns N' Roses, Frank Furrer, in the studio, as well as Her Majesty, the Queen, DJ Zintle, who'll be getting us all ready for the weekend. And we also get deeper, deeper, deeper with Holly Ray, who brings us an exclusive of her latest single. All of that this Friday, the 15th of March on Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Time for us to talk relationships. It's my favorite part of the week. Now, we all know that there are so many ways to meet potential romantic partners out there. And the rise to prominence of the internet has made online dating a very normal thing. However, as we know, doing things on the internet carries certain risks. And unfortunately, the danger of being scammed out of your money in an online relationship is a harsh reality.
It really is a harsh reality. So today we're asking, could your online relationship be a scam? What are the warning signs and what reparations can be made if you are being scammed? Now, relationship expert Dr. Eve is in the building to help us discuss this hot topic, and it really is a hot topic. And our lines are, of course, open to you as well. So call us on 021-430-9881 with your questions or comments, and we'll engage with you. This is really a safe space, so you are more than welcome to call in anonymously as well.
Exactly, and here she is, the lady of the moment, Dr. Eve.
Dr.
How
Eve,
are
yes.
you?
You know, this show was really provoked by a heartbreaking letter that I got from a woman to say, what do you think I should do over here? I've been chatting to this guy for a number of months.
Sure.
And he has been so amazing. We're so in love with each other. He lives overseas, and I've never met him. In fact, I've never even seen him, but we email each other often. And over the period of months, I've really given him a lot of money because he's asked me for money. Like he's said, you know, I need money to call you, or I need money for my kids that I left back at home. I'm living on an oil rig and I don't have access to a bank. So please, will you send me money? So she said she has sent about 500,000 Rand of her life savings to this man.
Oh, my goodness.
But she's writing to say, do you think I should be giving him more money because he's now asking for money because he's promised to come and visit me now?
No.
And, and
Okay.
I wonder if I should be giving more money. So what really hit me in the guts was the naivety and the vulnerability of this woman. Who has...
You know, I'm sure for us, it's like something that is
100%
so crazy and ludicrous. How could you?
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, when they're in love, when they feel like they've met somebody who truly gets them, who they connect with, you almost don't realize up until it reaches this number of 500,000 Rand. But who becomes a target for these online scammers?
Right.
Let's
have a look at that. So there are different kinds of scams. We're talking today specifically about romance scam, but what's really interesting, a piece of research that I found, is that millennials are the most vulnerable to financial scams, to people who are going to be very seductive to them as well, and say to them, please will you just take this chunk of money or this tranche of money, I'm going to put it into your account, and would you just do me a favor and transfer it into somebody else's account? So 40% of millennials are doing this, which is kind of scary. 40% of millennials are doing that, more than what older people are doing. Older people are way more vulnerable, specifically women. And I'd love to hear from a man. If a man has actually been caught out by a woman asking them for some kind of money to visit them, to be in love with them, has a man been caught out by a woman? Or are we just kind of bad-mouthing men?
No, I think it happens both ways. I think it happens both ways. I'd be interested to find out from someone who's currently going through that. So we want to know from you, could your online relationship be a scam? What are the warning signs, and what reparations can be made if you are being scammed? Our lines are open. It is a safe space, so please do call us on 021-430-9881 with your questions or your comments. You can remain anonymous. Dr. Eve is here to engage with you.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover.
Well, you know by now that our kitchen is a safe place where we bring you only the most authentically delicious dishes and also offer you a way of remaining within budget, doing something that is going to be completely tasty, and introducing an ingredient in a way that I've never actually, through all of the amazing recipes that we've made on the show, seen done like this before. Tash, you are a magician, a maestro, looking gorgeous as always. It's so cool to have you in the kitchen. We are doing something quite interesting with, I guarantee you, there are so many people out there sitting right now with a tin of these beauties in their pantry, in their cupboard as we speak. We are talking about the humble pilchard.
Yes.
A beautiful, very, very healthy fish that actually has a very low carbon footprint, believe it or not.
Extremely.
So what are we making first of all? This looks quite spectacular.
We are making that beautiful cheese-topped lasagna. And believe it or not, it's a pilchard lasagna. So people push this ingredient at the back of the cupboard and they always leave it for the end of the month when there's no money. And it's actually, it's got an ingredient that you don't find anywhere else but fish. It's got omega-3. 100%. And I know you said you don't like the bones. But the bones, if you're like me and you've got small bones, the calcium is in the bone.
I love it, and they actually are small and soft enough for you to actually to be able to eat. But you can remove the bones as you go. Yes. And of course, this was a challenge set to us by the Clover team. So we're going to be incorporating our Clover. We're going to use full cream in this case, fresher for longer. The new seal on the pack allows it to have a much longer shelf life, up to 18 days. But it's packed with calcium there as well. So the keyword here is Clover to 33728 if you'd like to cook along with us, but we're going to be doing something really interesting, taking an Italian staple, which is lasagna, and introducing a beautiful power-packed pilchard punch. Okay, so what do you need me to do here?
Please mush that for me. It's got, the tinned fish has got tomato in it.
Which is part of the joy.
But then we've added the store-bought tomato paste, which is going to add a bit of tanginess in it. Cool. So I'm going to start with the roux. Our pan is already a bit hot. So you melt the butter.
I love this, and already I can smell it. It's got a nice umami look. I would put oodles of like maybe bird's eye chili or something in there as well, so I absolutely love that. But I'm a big fan on saltiness, and if you're looking at a way of cutting down the red meat components, this is a very good way of keeping the protein, keeping that lovely, rich umami flavor.
Remember
looking after your health.
We're also trying to do the no meat Mondays, trying to keep healthy and plant-based and everything. So this is a very nice way of doing that with the pilchards, which are very, very rich in omega-3s and calcium.
I just want to like get some toast and snap this on and eat it straight away. This is, my mouth is actually
That's
watering,
how we normally
which is great.
do it, but today we're having something very decadent. So we're making our white sauce. We've melted the butter, and then we've added some flour to make a roux. And then we're using our full cream Clover milk. It's 500 mils, so it's 2 cups really.
2 cups, okay.
Yes.
And you can have a sip of the rest.
Yes.
Okay, I think I've got a nice texture.
Okay. Please come stir this for me. Our lasagna sheets have been soaked already. So you soak them for about 3-4 minutes until they're soft. And we are going to do the normal layering of your lasagna. So it's your pasta sheets, about 250 grams. And then you are going to layer your fish on there.
Is it essential to soak the pasta sheets before you
It's
cook it?
not really essential, but they become nice and pliable. So I prefer to soak them so that when you layer them, they're not as hard and stiff. But if you're going to put your sauce at the bottom of the pan first, you don't need to soak them really. So we are going to layer that, and then we are going to top that with our ready-made white sauce there.
I love this. And
How is that coming along?
It's not quite thickening yet.
It's going to thicken. Please give it a little bit of time.
There we go, and this is the basis. This is like a normal white sauce, the basis of all of. And then, of course, we're using our clover cheddar for this particular variant.
We are going to top it with our beautiful clover cheddar cheese to create that nice golden top.
Okay, well, we do our finishing touches here. You can take a look at how we arrived at that beautiful end product there. Put crispy cheese on it, and it's a win, guaranteed. But here's a little bit of a blow-by-blow. There we go.
We all have a few tins of fish in our pantry cupboards, be it tuna or pilchards. But coming up with ways to turn them into tasty meals that the family won't turn their noses up at can be quite a challenge. A challenge that Clover Fresh Milk is up for with this delicious pilchard lasagna recipe. To get this recipe started, pour boiling water over 250 grams of lasagna sheets. Allow to soak for 3 to 4 minutes. Then add a half a cup of tomato paste sauce to 2 tins of pilchards in tomato sauce in a bowl. Flake the pilchards into the tomato mixture. Add a half a tablespoon dried Italian herbs. Mix and set aside. For the white sauce, add 2 tablespoons flour to 2 tablespoons of melted clover butter. Stir until smooth. Add 2 cups Clover Fresh full cream milk. Whisk continuously. And add salt and pepper for taste. Then layer the white sauce at the bottom of an oven-proof dish. Add soft lasagna sheets, the pilchards mixture, and more white sauce. For the top, add 1 cup of grated clover cheddar cheese. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes until the cheese is golden brown, and enjoy.
Made with love by Clover.
All right, so the white sauce has gone on. Again, the keyword is Clover to 33728 if you'd like to make our Clover fresh, way better pilchard lasagna, which is looking quite spectacular. And then we presumably top it off with our shiz.
Clover cheese. Yes. So you just sprinkle that on top, and then you are going to put it in the oven until it's golden brown like that one. How beautiful does that look?
It looks absolutely amazing. And granted, I mean, you don't have to do too much cooking of the ingredients. Everything that comes together here, it's more about getting that end result of the crispy, lovely, beautiful caramelized top. It looks amazing. A sprinkling of salt and pepper, and it's all yours. Again, the keyword is Clover to 33728. And you can also up the ante there. You can get your strength variant. This is a 3 for our cheddar. You can go stronger, you can go lighter. It's up to you. Absolutely awesome.
How beautiful does that look?
For a meat-free Monday, that is spectacular. How long in the oven normally about?
Because the pilchards are already done, it's about 15 to 20, well, depending on your oven. You set your oven at 180 degrees. Always preheat your oven to 180.
Boom, and then this is for you and your family. Absolutely beautiful, well done.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA, made with love by Clover.
All right, we're continuing with our relationship chat this morning with Dr. Eve. We're talking about online scammers. How do you know that your relationship online is not a scam? And that is a tough one. Call us, 021-430-9881. Remember, this is a safe space. You can stay anonymous if you have a comment or a question.
We actually do have a caller on the line. Anonymous, good morning. Welcome to Expresso. What is your question or comment for Dr. Eve? Hello?
Hi.
Hi, what's your question or comment for Dr. Eve, my love?
Hi, Dr. Eve. How are you this morning?
Hi, wonderful. Talk to us.
Yes, I just wanted to say that, yes, here in Johannesburg, there are a lot of scammers, and I'm a victim of it. You know what? I just wanted to tell you that they fall in love with you. And what I do, they give you everything a man must give you. And what happened actually is that you fall for it because you never had it. You come from a background that you maybe were abused. You come from a family that were abused, no mother, no father. What they do, you're vulnerable, and then they want money from you at a later stage. And I was so much scarred. I was scarred for over maybe 10, 11 years. I couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept the man that loved me. We went for horse riding. We were so much in love that I never ever knew I had. This was unconditional love. But I can tell you, all the women out there, you stand up. You make sure, you make very sure that your love is genuine.
Oh, goodness. Anonymous. Oh, goodness me.
Sure, you can hear, thank you very much. You can hear there's a lot of hurt there.
Yeah, thank you for calling in and for reliving that experience, because it's really not an easy one to relive. You know, you started out by just really being brave and just wanting to educate us and to warn other women, and thank you for that. And then you just got into the pain of it, and that's exactly what it is. There's no process to go through afterwards.
No, there isn't. And you know what the sad thing is? That there are some individuals who play the long game. Well, they play the long game. They'll groom you and groom you up until that minute when you're so deep into it.
Exactly.
Now when they ask you for money, you almost can't understand that it's two completely different things. That you're not in this for the love, but you're in this for the money.
Yeah, you just don't, you're correct, you don't, you can't stand back. And you were saying earlier on, you and that, like when one falls in love, one does a lot of crazy stuff.
The lines are blurred.
Yeah. Yes,
I want to find out, you know, maybe just this is something you can point out. How do these romance scammers initiate that contact that makes people fall for it in the first place?
So they've got, it's a whole industry really, where men and women sit in a space and they are looking for certain profiles. So one of the warning things is, well, one of the tips that I do want to give to people, specifically to vulnerable women, is don't write a lot of information about yourself, because the more information that you write about yourself, the more they have an understanding of what it is that you need. And then they can hook into that need and make it very personal. They get to see and hear about your life. So please don't give a lot of information about yourself. So they will then create a certain profile based on information that they've heard about you. That maybe you like travel, or that you've been to Croatia, or that you've been to, you like traveling to Botswana, whatever it is. And they will start on Facebook or on a dating site specifically. They will then put their profile up and they will start chatting to you. And they look for women who are, as I said, older, more vulnerable, widowed or single, who are saying, I'm lonely, I'm single, I really want to meet somebody, I want to find love. And then they will start chatting with you. It could be a man or a woman who's behind this profile, actually. And they will then talk to you in a way that, as you heard from this woman, makes you feel unbelievably loved. They even send gifts. I mean, some of them even will send you gifts and be completely present and consistent in your life for days and days at a time, kind of feeding your great need to feel this love. And then slowly it'll come out where, from being the one who's got the power, they then become what's called the victim. And they say, oh, you know what, I've run out of money. I really want to come and see you. So please just give me some money for airtime. It could start off just simply like that.
Playing the long game.
Yeah. So we want to look at some warning signs as well.
Yeah, we definitely want to get into some warning signs. We're going to get into that after this. We're taking a quick break. But Anonymous, I'm so sorry that you had to go through this, but I would rather have identified this now than continue with this for years and years and years to come, only to wake up and find out that it's not real. So we stand with you, and we really are sorry that you had to go through this. But we'll be right back after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Tune Into Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are still talking relationship with Dr. Eve this morning, online scamming in terms of relationship and love. How do you know it's real? How do you know that you're being scammed? There's so many questions. We just unpacked some of them right now. Dr. Eve, thank you very much for joining us. Remember, our lines are open 021-430-9881. Once again, this is a safe space. Please share with us if you have a comment or a question.
Talking
We'd
about
love to hear from
sharing,
you.
we've just got a social media question, which I think we just need to chat about very quickly. And it says here, Tinder to internet dating sites. Could your online relationship be a scam? Do you have a personal experience you can share to warn others? And of course, Dr. Eve is going to take us through some of the warning signs. But just going through some of your comments, Dion Swanepoel says, I did date someone online. I did give cash as well, and it was no scam. So there are people out there who are sincere. Also, Larato says, yes, it could be a scam because people nowadays are eager to date via internet and forget that internet will give access to your information to that particular person. And then let's see up here, Claude says, yes, be careful out there. People are not true at the beginning and it seems real, but as time goes on, they begin to know your insecurities. And then bang, he says, they change. Do your research properly. Find out about their past before you accept his or her love. So they wait to find out what your insecurities are and then they have you.
I'm just thinking how our digital lives are so complex and complicated, right? So let's look at some of the warning things. So say you are on this dating site and somebody likes you and starts chatting or requests to chat with you. The first thing that you want to do as you start chatting is to be able to look at the grammar and the language, because you will find that there's an inconsistency. He may say, I am from the USA, I live in Virginia, USA, and yet you will find that his English is not really good. And it only begins to appear after a few chats, because in the beginning it's kind of a copy and paste that he will do or she will do, and then you won't realize it. But as the chat continues, please notice inconsistencies. Also in the image, so important that they usually put up images of people that you have described, which are going to be attractive people. So it would normally be for a man who's in his mid-40s, and looking at the profession is so important. What kind of profession? They usually do professions that appeal to hearts of women, like military personnel or medical personnel. Those that we feel like are doing good jobs with the country. Those are the ones that they're going to say. Or they're engineers. And very commonly, these are men who say, I'm working on an oil rig and I don't have access to a bank. So please, will you just put some money into my account so that I can visit you?
Ask your mama. We actually have another call on the line. Anonymous, good morning. What is your question or comment for Dr. Eve?
Good morning to everybody at SABC3 Expresso Show. Morning to you, Dr. Eve. I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful, beautiful day today. Up down in Johannesburg. Very cold, but nevertheless. I was also, I am currently still in a relationship. I also thought that that was a big scam of my entire life. That was after I just came out of a relationship that went very, very bad. Been a single woman for 3 years then, I decided, let me give it a try. This person also asked me, I would love to see you if possible, and I was like, no, I don't know you. But anyhow, we kept on and he kept on phoning me, and I was just having fun after that, enjoying myself, laughing, and by the end of the day, he then asked me, can you please send me 300 rand. I need to see you somewhere, somehow. I just took it very lightly. No, it's fine. Send 300 rand via, and then this person got the money and then called me back to say, will you be able to meet me at a specific place? I said, okay, fine, no problem. Went there to meet this person. We don't know each other. We've been talking for 9 months without seeing each other.
Wow.
And yes, and then he came and we met, and I took him to a friend's house of mine, and we sat there and we chatted and we just, enjoyed the afternoon. And it ended up, currently at this moment, we are together for 5 years now.
Okay. Oh, so that wasn't a scam. That, you see, now let me just point out the difference of what made it real. They were talking voice to voice, right?
Yeah.
Anonymous, you were talking to him voice to voice, so he actually was a real.
Voice to voice,
exactly. So that wasn't a scam. That's not what we're talking about today. in a scam situation.
But I think the fact that he asked for money.
Yeah,
Still,
that's
that could have also indicated a bit of a red flag, but it turned out okay.
It turned out okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Thank you, Anonymous. I was so relieved.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, how is this going to end? It's so terrible.
Some good things coming out of it at times, not all the time.
I hear you. Thank you so much.
You life at risk as well. Even if they ask you for 100 rand, it could be ended up to 1,000 rand, up to 100,000 rand. You understand?
Yeah.
Totally. But I thank God because I was also in that vulnerable state.
Yeah, indeed.
A happy ending to that story. Thank you so much, Anonymous.
Nice.
Well, we've run out of time.
Okay,
sadly.
just to be able to say that is a huge differential as well.
Yeah.
If this person will not appear on Skype or on FaceTime or voice to voice with you, that is such a big warning sign that he is not real.
Yes, and also another great way to see if he or she is real, Google image search.
I was just going to say that.
Is great to find out that they're not Jim from down the road, they're Alejandro from Brazil, and they're not even in this country, and they're not actually talking to you.
Exactly right. Wonderful, wonderful advice. So please be careful about that. Don't be sending out money. Watch yourselves a lot online.
And I think what you all said reveal very little about yourself online as well. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Eve. We need another one of these. I mean, this is such a layered topic, and I do believe that there's so many more people that could be helped with this. So hopefully, somewhere down the line, we can chat about it again.
Unilook, let your mirror wear your lenses.
Our journey through game-changing, and I feel like I have to speak in this tone because of the dulcet tones that have been playing in the background. Our journey through game-changing invention, let's be honest, continues now with Unilook. If you thought it was just for the ladies, it's not. It's for the men as well. I've offered to be a guinea pig because I have a kind of unusual and very unique eyesight journey. I think we both speak from that experience. I don't mind a few grey hairs kicking in here and there, but the rapidly deteriorating eyesight is an issue when a part of my job, a part of my life, a part of my success hinges on this lifelong journey through grooming. And it might sound a little bit funny while I'm trying to make light of it, but it's a massive thing. So I've, funnily enough, through the industry, I've had my one eye damaged through using reflector boards. So I've got astigmatism on the one eye, deteriorating eyesight. If I wear my contact lenses too much, my other eye deteriorates too much. So I'm nearsighted and farsighted at the same time. I'm a mess, man. Who is that? Is that
You're
Nick? Is that you?
It's Zoe. Zoe. Hi, Graham.
But this is something. So we want you to be able to talk about this, to be open about this, because there are answers that are available, and there are a huge amount of men in our industry or industries that relate to this. So Unilook, we've seen how it's actually changed people's lives. It's one of those brilliant ideas where you think, like, how has no one come up with this before?
Well, it's incredible. And Benedict, who's the owner and founder, inventor of Unilook, I've been privileged enough to spend a lot of time with her, Graham, and the passion. This is a passion project. This is a passion project that comes from real life experience. The experience of losing the ability to see yourself clearly, which is huge. And it affects not just men, but women as well. I mean, everyone is affected by this condition called presbyopia, which is the inability to see short distances. And something staggering, like by the time we're all 60, everyone will have this condition at some point, you know? And you really lose the ability to see your face clearly. The impediment that glasses present is a real problem, and not just for women, but for men as well. Because men want to be proud. We want to be proud, and we want to be able to see our faces.
I can't wear glasses on camera because they reflect the camera.
Right?
It's as simple as that.
Even for businessmen, for any man working, or not even working, but anyone who's lost the ability to sort of have the confidence that comes with leaving the house knowing you look and feel your best, which is what glasses sort of impedes sometimes. Hair maintenance for men is key. I mean, let's be real, as we get older, I mean, I'm not there yet, but I will get there and I'm terrified.
It's coming, buddy, it's coming,
finding the hair in the ears and the hair in the nose, and even things like general grooming and trimming. I mean, think about you wearing your glasses or taking your glasses off and trying to shear those excess hairs,
and
you could kill yourself. Well,
we
not
might
kill, but
save
it's
a life
impressive.
today.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, whether you judge yourself based on these kind of yardsticks, other people will also be judging you,
judge you
in your industry on how you look after yourself, not just in TV, but in any professional setting, I think.
But not even professional, but think about, you're a man, an active man dating. Things like dating. You want to be confident leaving the house being like, I got this, because I know I ain't got no excess hair going on my ear. My favorite part, though, Graham, about the product is its transportability. Because think, you're a businessman or even a professional man, meetings, not locally, nationally, internationally, you can set this up in the bathroom at the board meeting that you're going to.
You just hopped off a 10-hour flight
in the hotel room.
Singapore, boom, yeah.
And it's so easy, just easy to take away.
Okay, so these segments do become very self-indulgent for me, because I try to get as many of these tips, and tips that we do honestly live by. So thank you so much for being that kind of fountain of knowledge. But have you got some grooming tips for me?
Mr.
Can we actually put it into
Let's use
work?
your uni look. I want to see this. Now, like, one of my favorite things is anti-aging eye cream. Guys, everyone needs this in your life, particularly as you get older, you want to see. So, Mr. Richards, I want you to apply some of this gorgeous anti-eye cream.
Do you know what? Sometimes the thing is, like, do you really want to see your face in detail? That's that.
And Benedict and I have talked about this.
Unforgiving.
You see everything, guys, which is kind of scary because you see every nook and cranny, but why wouldn't you want to see? So it's just along the orbital bone there, G, so you can feel the bone, guys. That's a top tip for applying anti-aging or anything under the eyes. And you would go really lightly with either your pinky or your ring finger because they have the least amount of weight on the skin, and the skin around your eye is the most sensitive and the least sort of thick. So you want to be really sensitive. So you're getting right along the orbital bone and dab, dab. Never fully wipe. It's always a pat, pat, pat.
I just let it
20 years off of you. Who is this? A young 18-year-old Mr. Richards just starting out in the industry, looking for his big break.
Ready to do what it takes.
And what are you seeing when you see out of there?
Absolutely everything.
You're seeing everything.
Which is a little bit scary, but it really is. It's amazing.
It's terrifying.
Of a difference that makes it. I can understand every person who sat down here has gone like, oh my word.
Is that me?
Oh my.
But you want to see that. Now, number 2, good grooming. Guys, let's be real, as we get older, not even older, but don't be afraid to pluck the hairs on the brow.
Don't go overboard.
Don't go overboard. You don't want like a pencil-thin Rihanna style. We ain't doing no Riri on the show today, but G, take this as well. So good, you can see exactly where you need the excess. I know. Top tip for the plucking, guys, is always from the root of the hair, and you're pulling in the direction the hair grows. So from the root, look at him, he's just doing it. He's doing it.
Like I've done it before.
But you're not embarrassed to, I think a lot of guys have preconceptions, particularly when you get older, that plucking is, it's too womanly, or you don't want to actually groom or maintain.
Trust me, you don't want to look like a Gandalf walking around with these like bushy elbows. That's cool, man.
You see. And you can almost see the roots of the hair when you're plucking, so you actually don't have to worry about it. Okay, you ready for the big enchilada?
Okay. So as you do this, we're going to close out. I'm just going to let you know that you can get onto takealot.com and get your own uni look right now if you want to start emulating what you're doing.
About this.
What? Don't be scared.
This is
now I'm scared.
Okay. It's just a top tip for anyone grooming this sort of hair here in the region. We all like that really fine line, that really clean line. You can do it with a credit or debit card as you put it against the, so you want to do straight edged. And it gives you a beautiful line to then shave up against. So you're getting that really, really, really lovely, quite chic, straight edge line. And guys, this is something you can do whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70. We all love a good, finely groomed beard.
You have to, and I love my beard, but it has to be completely...
It has to be clean. Clean. Because again, the thing with Unilook and what Benedict, we've talked about on Edge is you really want to take stock in your appearance. And if you're wearing glasses and you're trying to groom, it's a massive impediment to getting it right.
Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to continue. I'm actually going to continue exploring what I can do with this incredible device. Thank you so much. No, put it down, put it down. But as I said, get onto takealot.com right now and change the game. Look and feel your best as you hit your day. Dude.
You ready?
Thank you so much.
I'm trying it.
Do it.
Oh my God.
I want to see tears in your eyes.
Unilook, let your mirror wear your lenses.
Yep, the feel good doesn't stop on a Monday, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking a break, but after the break, you're going to be singing for us some more tunes, right?
Yeah, I will be.
Fantastic. Also, still coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we've got a daily message of positivity. We also catch up with some wonderful ladies. Our Mandela Monday heroes are out at the farms who are spreading hope, joy, and literacy. You want to find out all about it after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, started in 2005, the Anna Foundation non-profit organization was formed as a response to the high illiteracy rate in rural farming communities across the Western Cape. Now, today, this organization is going strong, and that's why they are this week's Mandela Monday heroes. Education, sports and life skills are the three pillars that assist the Anna Foundation in addressing the social and educational challenges faced by many children in the rural areas of the Western Cape. And they hope to develop lifelong learnings that will help these children self-love, self-respect and self-discover in the process. And that's why they are today's Mandela Monday heroes.
Working on farms and rural communities in the Western Cape, the Anna Foundation runs after-school centers for disadvantaged children with a philosophy focused on holistic development and a belief in healthy body, healthy mind.
Carol, the Anna Foundation has been around for over a decade now. What inspired you to get involved with the organization?
Well, I actually come from a background of education. I was 24 years involved at a school as an educator, so this seemed a natural progression, since they're also involved with doing literacy and numeracy and providing education for kids in an after-school environment.
You follow a 3 R's approach here, which is reading, running and writing. Can you tell us all about that?
Well, the first R, reading, refers to the focus on literacy and numeracy. We know that in South Africa's education system, literacy and numeracy is a problem. So at our after schools, we provide worksheets both for maths and Afrikaans. The second R refers to running. This refers to our sports program. Many South African kids are not active, so we try to encourage them to become active by doing sport games and activities at our after-school program. Our third R, which refers to writing, it actually refers to right living. So this is where we try to develop the learners' life skills. We know that for learners to be confident and successful in life, they need certain life skills. So we try to develop the learner holistically in those 3 areas.
With an additional focus of training women from the farming communities to implement the daily runnings of the Anna Foundation's programs, parents can have peace of mind knowing that their children are in a safe and enriching environment.
Wat ek baie graag wil, die vaardighede wat ek vir hulle wil aanleer, is maniere, eerste ding, en dan ook hoe om na hulle self te kyk, en dan ook verder te gaan in hulle skoolloopbaan. Ons werk met vroumense in die Koelenhof area en ook buite Koelenhof area, waar ons hulle opleiding gee oor hoe om spesifiek met die kinders te werk, hoe om te praat met hulle. En dan doen ons ook soos opleidings om nie drank te gebruik nie, want dit kan vreeslike nadeel wees vir die kind self. Elke keer wanneer ek 'n glimlag op 'n kind se gesig sien, dit laat vir my baie trots voel op wie ek self is en wat ek, die impak wat ek het op die kind se lewe self. Net die feit dat hulle daai breë glimlag vir jou gee elke dag, beteken alreeds vir my so baie.
I enjoy to do my homework and I enjoy to do sports and lots of activities here. And I enjoyed being with the Anna Foundation people.
Van dat ek hier gekom het en van dat ek het geleer het ek baie goeie punte gekry vir. En ek hou ook baie van lees en Afrikaans doen en ek doen ook baie beter en het van dat ek by die naskool aangekom het.
What do you enjoy most about being a part of this organization and serving this community here?
I think it's the satisfaction you get from working with kids. I don't think there's a job that is more rewarding than working with kids. And also to see the development that happens to these kids and the enjoyment they get from being active in the sporting program or in our life skills program. I think that's very rewarding.
Through dedication, persistence and hard work, each one can become a master of his or her own destiny. Is a teaching the Anna Foundation aims to impart to the children, a teaching that every South African can live by.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. If Tash and I look like a little emotional, if there's some tears welling on our eyes, we've just been treated to a sound check by the gent to our left here. Chad, dude, Yeah, dude, you guys need to stay tuned. It's going to get special. It's going to get special. In fact, we bonded so much, it's time to share the pilchards. Okay, we're going to share the pilchards. Chad, you know, I was jokingly saying that you come onto the show to do everything other than sing.
Yeah.
So, buddy, you're going to cook now.
Yeah,
my friend, you're going to cook now. We're going to be making some fish cakes. Okay, gorgeous, Tash. Take us through what's going on here.
We are once again using our pilchard. So we've drained the tomato sauce in the tin.
That comes with it, okay.
Yes. So we've salted our onions.
Nice.
Please mash this for me.
Give it to Chad.
Yeah,
I ain't working.
Yes, let me get
I ain't working.
Yeah.
I ain't working. Come on.
Mash it as in like just do that.
Do you know what? We pride ourselves on giving you guys, because I know musos, you work late, you don't look after yourselves. We are here to help you learn how to cook and fend for yourself, man.
No, I'm definitely making this. I actually got a message from my mother. I see they're making pilchards today. That reminds me so much of my own recipe.
Look,
yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, a lot of people
just
use
like
pilchards,
Mama used to make it.
Thing.
Yeah.
So we have sauteed our onion for about 3-4 minutes until it's nice and soft.
Golden brown.
Golden brown and caramelized. And then we are going to add.
Sweet.
Oh yes. We are going to add salt and pepper. Always season as you go.
Cool. Do you cook, bro? Do you?
You know, I found my way around my kitchen. I wouldn't say I'm a cook, but I mean, I do cook a few times in the week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You look after yourself, man.
I do my best.
That's the thing, man.
I do my best.
Okay.
I've been told by mine, because I end up doing a lot of cooking at home, and a lot of that time it falls on my shoulders because I'm a side seat driver in the kitchen.
Okay.
If Lindsay's cooking, I'll be staring. I'm like, are you sure? Are you going to cook like that? Are you going to?
I'll chase you out of my kitchen.
Exactly. If she does, with wooden spoon in hand.
What was that we added now?
We've added a handful of parsley, so we're going to add potatoes. And don't worry if you. Yes. They sort of it's a binder. So if you don't have potatoes in your kitchen, don't worry. I'm sure you've got a tin of beans. Mash them up. They will bind for you.
Okay.
Oh, nice. And the bean, you can obviously have a higher protein content there as well. But, and I suppose the key thing here is because you're going to be packaging it in, a fish cake, you don't want too much moisture in there. You need something to bind it all together, otherwise it's going to fall apart.
So, as you said, you need something. You don't want them too moist. So, we are checking the consistency. If they're too moist, we are going to add a little bit of breadcrumbs
to the actual
mixture itself.
What do you think of Chad's mixing skills there? His mashing skills?
He's awesome. I can see that he knows his way around.
So the keyword here is
take that over.
It's fish to 33728. You can SMS fish to 33728 if you'd like to mash along with Chad this morning and create fish cakes just like Mama used to make them. But now you do realize you're going to have to make these for your mom the next time she comes over.
Now he's
We're going to have to invite her over. We're going to have to invite her over.
Maybe that's what she was fishing for. Maybe she was like,
Nice one.
Nice one.
Okay, so we are going to just pat them down.
Okay.
And then we've got the egg there. The egg is going to help the breadcrumbs
stick. Yeah, cool. Got it.
I love this, and you can double dip if you want to. You can make it as crummy or as crunchy as you absolutely like. And dude, this is obviously we try to kind of approach our Mondays with a meat-free kind of interest. I think we all probably eat far too much.
I do it on a Monday. I do meat-free Monday. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can even take these. Yeah. You can take these home with us. So it just so happens we have a caller on the line right now, and her name is Sandy. Look at that face. Look at that face. Good morning, Sandy. How are you, my dear?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Chad. Morning.
Morning.
Look at this beautiful face. So he was telling us, and Sandy, if you haven't picked that up, Sandy is obviously Chad's beautiful, gorgeous, loving mom who watches our show every day. She's not just watching because he's on. Sandy, does he cook? Has he ever cooked for you?
Yes. Now he does it quite often. He cooks himself very well. Sends me pics. My kind of stuff.
That's where I learned most of what I know.
Very different, tasty. He knows how to, shake it up and doctor whatever.
He's got some just so.
I've got beautiful pics of meals that he makes.
Yeah.
Insta-worthy. So, Sandy, I've got to ask, because he was jokingly saying that you had mentioned your pilchard vibe here. So what is your, without giving away family secrets here, what is your pilchard recipe?
Well, I use, sometimes I use also the canned pilchards in a can. And then drain it, add a boiled potato, mashed potato, onion, tomato, I don't do parsley in that. I put some, a little bit of fish masala, and then my egg, obviously, and nutmeg.
Okay.
Wow.
And then pepper, green chilies, and then I deep fry and in breadcrumbs.
Okay. You know what? You have just now given your trademark family secret away to the whole world. So, Sandy, thank you so much for that. So, I'm going to ask Chad very quickly.
It's a winner every time. Chad knows about those fish fricadelle.
Oh, it is a winner.
I absolutely love it, man. I've been inspired. We've all been inspired to get creative with our pilchards. So,
I've never used nutmeg in my pilchards before, so I'm going to try that.
And she's just stolen your intellectual property. So, Chad, I'm going to give you the chance now on live TV to give a quick little message to your mom.
Mommy, thanks for calling in. Didn't know I was going to get to speak to you this morning. But yeah, I hope to see you soon and love you lots.
Oh, Sandy, we love you. Thank you so much for phoning in. Hey, dude. Mom's always watching, bro. Mom's always watching. Okay, so with that beautiful nostalgic moment, we've run way over time. So we're going to finish these off. We're just going to brown them off. And again, because the pilchards don't really need to be cooked, everything's been cooked already. It's just about getting that lovely brown finish, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. So our pan is medium hot. Make sure that your pan is not too hot. Because if you do that, it's just going to burn and it won't really bind and have that nice cook inside.
Okay. Well, again, the key word is fish to 33728, and you can cook along with us, or you can throw in a little bit of nutmeg and do it like Sandy does it at home. Put your own spin on it, but this is a beautiful base for a meat-free Monday. Replace that red meat with a lovely pilchard. We've given you some amazing recipes. Tash, well done.
Thank you. You can actually, this is not just the only thing that you can make with this recipe. Balls, fish balls, tacos, everything.
I love it. Dude, well done.
Cool. Thank
Sandy, we love you.
Oh, that is just so sweet, man. Thank you so much, Sandy, for making Chad's morning and all of our mornings as well. Thanks for that recipe, too.
Absolutely. We're going to take a very quick break. Chad Simon performs for us after the break. Stick around.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Just give him a little shiatsu there. Bob, it's time to round off your amazing day with some positivity. Bob, have you got a quote for
Yes, we
Bob?
do. We do have a quote. This is for Bob and for everybody else sitting at home and watching right now. Be positive. When we are positive, we become more motivated, engaged, energetic, resilient, and productive.
Nice.
Positivity makes us win at everything, basically. Right?
Just be positive.
I'm going to take that on board, man. Thank you so much, Bobbas. Look at that smile.
Yeah, he looks more motivated, more engaged. This one looks more energetic, resilient, and we are all productive. Happy Monday.
Well, we're here with our guest this morning that has just been taking our morning to a whole nother level. Chad Simon is here, and he's going to be performing for us one more time on your Feel Good Breakfast show. This is They Won't Understand.
Threw all my cards away, held on to one of them just in case. See, I don't believe in luck, and I know that's hard to trust. 'Cause I'll give my best to you, promise that I'll take care of us two, 'cause I found my perfect view. And I don't wanna move. They say in this town you won't find it. If you look around, you'll be blinded. So I close my eyes and reach out my hand. They won't understand, they won't understand. I thought I was better alone. Now I can imagine this life of my own, 'cause I close my eyes and I reach out my hand. They won't understand, they won't understand. I stand here with all of my flaws. I look at you and I can't see yours. I swear that I will respect you, and I need the same from you, 'cause I'll give my best to you. I promise that I'll take care of us two, 'cause I found my perfect view. And I don't wanna move. They say in this town you won't find it. If you look around, you'll be blinded. So I close my eyes and I reach out my hand. They won't understand, they won't understand. I thought I was better alone. Now I can imagine this life of my own, 'cause I close my eyes and reach out my hand. They won't understand. In this town you won't find it. If you look around, you'll be blinded. So I close my eyes and I reach out my hand. They won't understand, they won't understand. I thought I was better alone. Now I can imagine this life of my own, 'cause I close my eyes and I reach down my hand. They won't understand, they won't understand. They won't understand.
AKA is performing here tomorrow.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
This Friday, the 15th of March, we are halfway through the third month of the year, but certainly no half measures when it comes to bringing you all that is so good. We're joined by drummer of the legendary band Guns N' Roses, Frank Furrer, in the studio, as well as Her Majesty, the Queen, DJ Zintle, who'll be getting us all ready for the weekend. And we also get deeper, deeper, deeper with Holly Ray, who brings us an exclusive of her latest single. All of that this Friday, the 15th of March on Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3, where the stage is yours.